Hello everybody and welcome to the Gilded Flask, where adventure is never far, and it's good to have you once again. My name is Barry, I will be your DM for today's session, and I am joined with three wonderful people. Please introduce yourselves.
Hey, I'm Anne. I play Carla Lilacott, the slightly less charismatic than usual College of Spirits Bard.
I'm Daniel. I play John Varenthal, the feeling much more confident paladin of Midnight.
And I'm Marissa. I play Casariel, the Asmar Twilight Cleric, and I've always been a badass. So, welcome in.
These are all true. So, welcome. If you're joining us live on Twitch, then hello, you are live with us, and great that you're here. If you're not live with us, that is perfectly understandable. We also post our recordings to YouTube, so if you can't catch us live on Saturdays, then you can catch us on Mondays on Forward when we post our recordings there. We also got a lot of other cool social media channels with all sorts of cool happenings there, so if you want to follow us on all of those, please go to thegildedflask.com for a complete list. Or go to any of our, other socials, because we link everything everywhere, so you'll be able to find us. Just look for the Gilded Flask. We have a couple of awesome people that we would like to shout out for their amazing creations, and those are in no particular order: Chandra and Paradox for their amazing character art that we have. We have Piram King, James RPG Art, and DM Andy for their wonderful maps and content that we're looking at, and they really are amazing. Tabletop Audio, Scott Buckley, Phoenix Music, Alex Kazan, and Alexander Nakarada for their great musical scores that we have, and so many more. Thank you so much for contributing to our stream, because without you guys, it would have just been a very bland game. That basically sounds like we're bland. We're not, though, but but it does contribute.
Yeah, we can keep Bob in the background. I'm sure that would be indistinguishable.
Yeah, just a black background, just theater of the mind, all that. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, let's head into the game.
Tell me, do you like ghost stories? I've been investigating people vanishing mysteriously into the night, never to return. It looks like I've found out where they've been.
Good evening.
I don't like this place. The air feels heavier.
Did you hear that?
What do you mean he's watching?
In this place, nothing is what it seems.
We come from an ancient land.
There's no time for this. What are you looking for?
This place has taken my father and my mother. It will not have me.
We gotta move, now!
Oh, I do love a good mystery.
Barrovia is mine, and so are you.
And we just had a conversation where we're like, wait, is the intro almost done? And it is. So we're back. Hi.
Oh.
We're just a bunch of friends having fun here. Like, content be damned. We're just having fun.
Hashtag professional streamers, right?
Yep.
Hashtag pro streamer.
But I need to say the one thing that I've been saying for the last 18, 19 episodes, which is that intro was made by our very own Marissa, who's just having a wonderful cup of coffee right there. You make me want to have coffee. But that intro is freaking amazing, and I love it, and thank you so much for making that. Mwah, bellissimo. Perfecto. So, What happened last week? Well, a lot of things happened last week. You guys broke free of the night hags in the windmill. Well, not so much broke free as you bargained for your freedom, and they accepted your bargain. Tell the people what you gave up for your freedom.
Oh, I gave up my all the snippets of advice that anyone has ever given me. Well, Kala has ever gotten from close friends, from people she loves over the years, and is ultimately not as charismatic anymore, and might have to do some disadvantaged roles in the future. And it is, we've noticed, affecting how she interacts with the world, so it was a big price to pay, and we also gave up 100 gold, which honestly is a bigger loss to me. I worked hard for that. I stole hard for that.
I'm not sure what you're talking about, broke free. I'm still fuzzy on the details. How did we get out of there?
Yes, so.
Yeah, so while that was happening, Daniel's character, John, had a moment where he was entirely himself, so to speak. But more on that later, I imagine.
The puppet's strings were especially taut that day.
Oh, yes. You got out of there. You headed back to Vallaki. You went to the Wachter house, met with Lady Wachter, and also ran into Ernst Larnack over there from Larnack Publications. Apparently he also was there for reasons. You spoke with both of them. And then you decided to go to the Vallaki slums, where you talked to a couple of people sitting at a campfire who pointed you at no less than the one person that you've been looking for quite a while. Lungari. For those of you that are fuzzy on that, Lungari is the one that stole all of their crap in the second episode.
Crap.
Or the end. All of your important belongings, of course, and your money, no less. And you guys found it back in the death house, but he's got a lot to answer for.
He does.
So there's that. Yes. Let's open up the Vallaki slums. You guys were pointed towards a set of stairs which lead into an elevated platform in the slums that is made of stone, where there's just some broken down houses and walls up. They said that Lungari would be up there somewheres, and you guys made haste and walked up the stairs, which is where we ended last time. As you guys walk up those stairs, you run into a rather open environment with a broken down house that is up here as well. And more open space. And more open space. And more open space. And two men talking to each other up here that you might recognize.
Do I recognize the non-hooded figure?
I think you do. He has kind of a weird arm.
Oh.
Okay.
You guys are still so there. Just for the situation, you were walking up some stairs. This is an open area, but there is like a small wall covering these stairs. Where you're standing right now, you're still behind that wall, but you take one more step and you should be popping up from behind it.
Okay.
Can we see
Seeing them
them
get closer.
before we pop our head up?
No, you should be able to hear them, but they're talking in hushed voices.
So if we don't immediately recognize them, I feel like we would just kind of confidently walk up and start looking.
Fair enough.
My friend down there told me this is where I would find Lungari, so yes.
As you walk up there, both Lungari and Izek turn their heads towards you. Then look at each other. And Lungari turns around and wants to make a break for it. Izek, however, turns to you and just looks at you almost angrily.
I'm going to use command and shout "Stop!" at Lungari.
All right.
Yeah.
What's the save on that?
It's 15.
He totally fails that with a 4.
Ooh.
Nope. So he takes one step and just stops dead in his track. Back turn to you.
Basically almost pointing at him. Lungari, we have questions.
He slowly turns around, and you detect a hint of... He looks scared. He doesn't say anything, though.
Carla, do we have questions for Lungari?
We have so many questions, though I think having the captain of a guard here would make that quite complicated. Yes, I mean, it... Carla's going to walk up to him and kind of, like, keep an eye on the guy with the weird hand. And she is going to... Yeah, she's going to just kind of, like, look at him and, like, start interrogating him a little bit. How long does that hold, by the way? But she's...
Halt is basically like a single action... a command is a single action thing. So it basically forces them to stop for at least 6 seconds.
Yeah, and then they should be able to move on. But
Right.
that, like, one thing that I will add in there is that counts if you know that is how it works. It doesn't feel like there's any forcing you to stop. It's just it happens to him, but there's no clutch hold on him.
Right.
So as long as he doesn't know, you might use that to your advantage.
Yeah, so basically I said that, and Lungara, we have questions. And then I'm just sort of standing there menacingly while Carla moves forward.
Yeah, so Carla's going to move this way, and as she's kind of going, she's going to look at Casariel, and in Casariel's head, she'll hear, try and flank him from the other side, so he doesn't escape.
On it.
And she's going to start sort of drawing his attention to her hair, so that she has a view of it, and it's like, so it has been so very long, I think over a week now since we've seen you last.
Yes, I think so. How are you liking Barrovia?
Oh, it's awful. It's terrible. It's a shithole, honestly. We've had to kill and do all sorts of horrible things in order to survive here, and I'm getting the impression that we're not the first group that you've led to this wonderful land, no?
There are other people that sometimes go to Barrovia, and I'm just a simple tradesman, and I help people get across the way if need be, of course. Yes, you're not the first one.
Yeah, we're not the first ones, so, you've brought other people in, and I presume the thing that you trade are those from the outside of Barrovia into Barrovia, yes?
I trade wine, mostly, as you know.
Oh, don't lie to me. Don't lie to us. You left
Casariel
us
is going
for
to
dead.
slip up on this barrel next to him and just kind of like kick her feet, just like real innocent like they're just chit-chatting with friends.
Izek takes a step back with his back against the wall, but like just keeps eyeing these. He doesn't take any action. He folds his arms, which looks really weird with that kind of demon arm that he has. But he just eyes all of you very cautiously. But lets this happen.
John's essentially going to match his pose and like lean up against the other wall, and they're both just watching over essentially and keeping an eye on each other, I imagine.
All right, Carla, give me an insight check, because like you were like you feel he's lying through his teeth. So give me an insight check on that.
Absolutely. I have to double check it. It's wisdom. That's not too bad. That's 17.
Yeah, he's a wine tradesman, all right. Like you've seen that, but he's so much more.
It would really be within your best interest. In fact, I think it would be imperative to your continued living if you just answered honestly, Lingari. You dumped us here. You took our stuff. You left us in a horrible place with no explanation, And then you ran off, and you've clearly been avoiding us. So tell me, why do you do this? Why do you bring people here?
See, personally, I don't have a grudge against you, of course. You seem fine folk. But the powers that be, you see, I'm but a simple tradesman. I do as I get commanded, and there is certain people that ask me to perform. You see, you understand, right?
Yes, and that certain person's name or people's names are? Come on, more information than that.
Oh, that varies from time to time. I do lots of jobs for lots of people, you see. Yes.
Perla is going to call forth her mage hand and sort of bring it up from the ground to his, neck. And obviously it can't do damage, it can't do that, but she kind of, the mage hand with its skeletal fingers, holds his cheeks like this and is like, Lingari? Who?
All right, I'll allow that. That's
Okay.
there's obviously your mage hand can't do that, but it can because that's
Yes,
freaking funny.
It's going to cause damage. It's not going to do it, but it can. It's almost like an apparition, just kind of doing that, just kind of holding him a little bit.
Yep, we'll let
to be
that happen.
threatening.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yep. This guy is scared shitless. You don't even need to roll for intimidation. This guy is intimidated.
Tiny.
Casario's just gonna look down at her fingers that are, just sort of electrical purple feel, just, almost like you would do a quarter between your knuckles. Do you know what I mean?
Having a little bolt of lightning going from finger to finger.
Yeah, very nonchalantly. She just kind of looks down at her hand and looks back up at him and smiles.
We were knocked out. You took our stuff. You left us here. The information that we've gotten over time has suggested that we're not the first to do this. So, who is making you bring us here? Why are they doing it? And any information that you have, you would want to divulge it now, lest your lies be your last words.
You were there are sometimes, and he looks you dead in the eye, Carla. He says, sometimes there are certain people that like to have new people in Barrovia, and they require suggestions. And there was one that mentioned you by name, and I it wasn't me.
Who?
Perhaps we can give him multiple choice, Carla. Would that be easier, Lungari? Do you want multiple choice?
He nods at you.
Oh, good. All right, Carla.
Multiple choice. Would this person happen to have a high status within Barrovia or a lower one?
I think higher. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
I'm sorry.
She's going to point at him, and since she's going to do another spell, the hand sort of devolves from his whatever. Yeah. And
Okay.
she's going to message him to be like, "Can you not say the name aloud? You can reply in here, and I'll hear safely."
He replies back to you in message, and he says, I don't like. I'm afraid that the same will happen to me as, well, others.
I think you should be much more afraid of the woman with lightning in her fingers right now than
And
any
he
other
looks
person.
This is still a message form, or did you say that to him?
I said this.
All right. So hearing that, he looks over his shoulder at Casaria, who is just still playing with lightning in her fingers. He nods and he looks over at Casariel and says, "You can keep me safe, right?"
course we can.
He looks like it looks like he's looking at you, Casario, but you notice that he's looking past you at Isaac. And Isaac is like turning more and more grim in his look. And Lungari looks back at you and he says, Perhaps the answers you seek you can find at the Vistani camp. Maybe. And he shoots a look back at Isaac.
Maybe isn't a definite. I'm not happy with that, to be perfectly honest. So, we've done a lot of running around this fucking country looking for answers. We've been kicked out of one of the few safe havens that are actually here. And now we are pottering around here in the slums because we've been looking for you. We were down in, I believe we actually met at a brothel because I was looking for you. We have been all over Barrovia looking for answers. We're not going any further. I want something, Lungari. Something definite.
At the mentioning of the word brothel, his eyes widen and immediately shoot back to Isaac. And Isaac has kind of like the same reaction. He looks at Lungari with that, what kind of look?
It was, they also sell flowers.
Yes. I was flower shopping.
Yeah, John sort of directed that to Isaac because when you see Isaac like look up, he's like, yeah, but they also sell flowers.
Lungari,
Isaac.
something.
He looks at Isaac again, and Isaac just steps forward and he says, perhaps he doesn't want to answer. Maybe you should just leave him well enough alone.
I didn't realize you could talk. Hi.
Perhaps you should leave well enough alone. Don't you have innocents to be terrorizing within the village?
Is that a threat, little one?
No. It's a suggestion.
He looks at the three of you and then looks at Lungari. And he shrugs and he says, told you this would happen at some point, Lungari. You're on your own for now. I got other things to do. He walks off.
Nice chatting with you. Pleasant fellow.
Lungari, this is a pickle, isn't it? Your big friend has left you all alone now. That is a shame. You seem like a sweet lad. If you tell us what we're asking you, will you die? Immediately, right here on the floor.
I hope not.
Oh, there you go. See, things are looking up already. Now, will the person kill you eventually if you tell us who they are?
Not him, but he
Him,
has
see?
ways.
Oh, there you are. Now, does his name start with an S? End with a von Zarevich, perhaps?
Oh, no,
No?
not,
Oh.
no.
Oh, see, now we're narrowing it down. You see how fun this is? It's kind of like a game.
Was this person, perhaps, a doctor of some kind, maybe medically involved?
He slowly nods at Carla.
Dr. Pascalu is bringing people here.
Strahd a doctor?
Oh, well, he's apparently been alive for, hundreds of years, so maybe. I'm not too sure. I mean, what else would you do with the hundreds of years in this shithole?
Lungari looks at Carla again and he says, the doctor pointed you out as suggestions. He mentioned your name.
Oh.
Well, don't you think our friend the doctor would like to see us? Where can we find him?
If I I would much prefer you ask that at the camp instead of with me. If the camp agrees to tell you where he is, then I am safe.
Lungari, an informant in hand is worth two in the bush. You're right here. Why would we trek all the way back to the camp when you're right here?
Because I don't feel safe.
I'm gonna look left at Casariel, who's
You
got
know.
lightning in hand, and right at Carla, who's just like
That is.
completely dismissed.
Gosh, I feel terrible about this, Lungari. I really do. You know, if you would have just been around, we could have bought you a drink, but we're not in a tavern, you know? I really want you to feel comfortable. So sorry about that.
I appreciate it. And I do apologize for what happened. Your items being taken from you, I didn't want that either. I wish I could have prevented that.
You know how to get in and out of here.
Of Barrovia.
Out of Barrovia. You know. You're able to do it. You can pass by to say that you were able to get out, get us, and get back in.
Yes.
Would you bring us back?
There is one way.
How?
Us Vistani have a special connection to the Lord of this land. He and he alone controls who enters and who leaves. But there is one alternative. And I cannot tell you, but I feel that I have to give you something if I were to leave here with my life.
So smart.
There is a potion. If one would drink it, one can best the mists of this land.
Would happen to have the recipe handy, or is it something that needs to be found?
I don't know the recipe, but the recipe is with the elders in my camp. They know how to make it. They sell it as well. They don't have it in large supply, but we do usually have one or two potions on hand.
Do we trust that?
Do you know what I think? I think we should let our friend Lungari go. Do you want to know why, Lungari? Do you want to know why I want to let you go, even though you... Well, did you poison me? I'm not even sure what you did. And you left me in the middle of the wood where I could have been eaten by wolves, and then you stole my goods and hid them in a house filled with ghosts that tried to kill us. I wasn't done with the question. It is rhetorical, really, but you can answer if you'd like.
I only did part of that.
Huh?
I am so sorry that I had to give you a mild sedative to make you sleep. But I will say that I was not the one to have taken your items from
And
you.
who did?
The same one that has pointed you out to the Lord of this land.
Do you see how valuable he is? This gets me to my point, Lungari. We should keep him alive because I can message him at any time and ask him these sorts of questions. And he'll tell us the answers, you see, because just as we found you today, Lungari, we'll find you again. Doesn't that sound like a good deal? A good friendship?
He doesn't answer that, but his eyes widened enough for you to get an answer out of that.
There's a good lad.
And, you know how you're very, very worried about people finding out that you're giving this information away? We will keep our tongues held if you keep yours held on the fact that we know so much so far. I
Promised.
don't care to be bested.
Oh, one more question. Should we worry about, your friend, what was his name?
Isaac, I believe.
Isaac.
Isaac is a scary man, and I work with him because I work with the doctor. The doctor has a very special connection to Isaac. He's helped him with a medical predicament that he had, and ever since they have grown an intimate friendship, if you will, of sorts. I don't like working with him, but I have to at times. You see, the Burgomeister of Valaki doesn't like the Vistani. He hates them. But we have a camp right outside Valaki, and the only reason we're allowed to stay there is because we keep in close contact with Isaac, who makes sure that patrols don't reach us. For that, we need to give him some handy payoffs, and while I don't like doing that, that is what I have to do.
You said there's a camp right outside of the walls?
Yes.
So not Madame Eva's camp? Or is it the same?
No, that's a different camp. Those are other Vistani.
Is there a difference between you, or just location?
We are the true Vistani. We are the ones that are being told of in the stories. We are the ones that have helped the lord of this land when he was at his lowest. The camp of Madame Eva pretends to be that, but they are not. They are untrustworthy, and they are there to make people suffer. They
Hey,
hate outsiders.
so you mean all her stuff and stories and stuff that she told us, that was all lies? She read our cards or something.
We do believe that Madame Eva possesses a certain skill in foreseeing the future, but her alliances lie difficult.
Why would she want to help us? I'm sorry, John.
Oh, it's fine.
Is she really helping you?
Well, of the two of you, only one of you has left us for dead in a forest without all our gear.
But you're alive, aren't you?
That's because we're so brilliant. I don't think we can trust either of you, but I do believe she might be a true seer, from what I remember from the college. What little I remember from the college, I remember the ones who could really tell.
Can I roll an insight check on whether I think this, like, good guy, like, oh, just a nice guy. No, it wasn't my fault. Is, like, sincere or not?
Sure. Sure, why not?
6 plus 7. 13?
You're on the fence. As Carla just said, you probably don't trust either of them. Like, it sounds like a plausible story, and that's why you don't trust it.
Now, why would the lord of these lands allow a camp of Vistani who do not follow his lead to stay here?
Because they are still Vistani.
You said they weren't real, though.
They are still of the same bloodline, but they have lost their ways over the course of many centuries.
Why?
But they are still Vistani. Because of greed and corruption. What else?
Corruption. Oh, that is a big word, Ungari. Who's corrupted them?
They did themselves.
You are talking in circles now. This is not very helpful. Unless you'd like to elaborate.
Corruption can come from an inside source. If you are too greedy, if you are delving too deep into things that you shouldn't, then ultimately that can and will corrupt you. That is what happened to them.
Well, I am just dying to know what that thing that they've delved so deeply into might be.
The Vistani have some magical capabilities. Not all of us, mind you, but some of us. Some of which have mingled with other groups in Barrovia that are... I can't tell you most of it, but... Have you ever walked in the woods and felt that impending sense of being watched and preyed upon.
Yeah.
Now, what do you all
Yeah.
think? Was it that one time when the ghost approached me and said Silverbrow? Do you think that counts? Do you think he means that?
Maybe that, or the time when we all got jumped by tiny little terrors and
Oh, by the bridge.
and then a zombie, honestly, from the past walked out.
He was a
Or
paladin.
when we were
but
walking in the woods for a while, and then a carriage showed up randomly looking for us.
Oh, remember the
There are certain
guy in
there
the
are
horse?
certain creatures living in the woods that are just inherently evil. And they have connected with certain Vistani, and that has corrupted them. And the whole reason they could connect was because of their search for power.
Interesting.
You know about the battle between Arj and Voss and the Lord of these lands long ago?
I'm afraid not. I know there is a place called Argentvast. It's a little ways down the road, but
On this map, show us. I'll take out the map and make him point out
Sure.
where it is.
and he gives like a rough indication. He says, off the main path, there is a beaten path which will lead to it. I believe it is around here, and he points it out.
I will jot it down immediately.
He doesn't give you the exact location, but he does give you the right road to take.
The direction.
Yes.
So you don't know much, but it was the battle with Ardenvoss that made your people endeared to Strahd, or at least him indebted to you, Vistani. You saved him,
That is
didn't
how
you?
that is how the story goes. Yes.
Interesting.
You say
My
you're not.
goodness, Langar, you have been helpful.
You say you're not friends with Ezek, right? Well, if you want him to think that you didn't really work with us willingly, do you want me to, rough you up a little bit, just for looks?
His eyes widen at that, but he does take a second to think about that, and he says, perhaps that should be for the best, because Isaac is dangerous if he's on your bad side.
Not talking anything broken or anything. You just, make it look good.
Well,
Agreed, he says, and he steps forward.
Right. Any more questions, anyone?
no, I think I'd like to see him get beat up now, actually.
All right.
Pretty
Just,
exciting.
Just in between, I love the suggestion. That is just so funny.
all right.
Don't kill him, John.
I'm not.
Hold back.
And he's actually gonna step next to Lingari and say, "All right, so I'm gonna get you one right here. It'll swell up pretty good. It won't impair your vision, but it's gonna hurt a little bit, just so you know. All right."
All right.
And it's gonna be a very measured, like, bonk on the head right above his eye.
So what's your unarmed strike damage?
It's actually pretty good. Hang on.
I know, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, unarmed strike is it's 3 damage.
Okay, yeah, he'll live. Like
It's a good bonk. It's not a killer blow, hopefully.
Yeah, no, he's not looking too good, Mr. Stark. But like he is, he'll live. All right.
Yeah, and just to be sure, I'm also I'll go ahead, and if it looks a little bit grievous, I'll do a 1 or 2 points of I'll do 1 point of lay on hands just to bring it back a little. There you go.
Cool. All right, you'll live. Yeah.
This should make it feel a little bit less painful, but it still looks pretty bad.
That really hurt, but I think this is one of the best, and I kind of deserve that for what I did to you. I'm so sorry.
I'm not gonna say I didn't enjoy it.
Oh, one more thing. Should we ask him about the book club or the boots?
I don't think he's connected to those. I think that's...
Do you know
You see a
Shoemaker?
gentleman walk. Yeah.
What?
I don't think he knows him.
Yeah, I think that is a separate thread. Isaac might know.
Is that a book
won't.
club? What? I don't read that much.
I'm right there with you, pal.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm really starting to like you, Langari. Really, truly.
Clap him on the shoulder like, you took
mean
that
that.
hit like a champ. Good job.
Hmm.
I thought they were going to kill you, so this is like a very good result for you.
I've planned your death in a lot of ways, and I have to say, this is a surprise. It really is, this meeting here. Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about not stepping in to stop it. But
Oh, by the way, I don't suppose you could give me something that's important to you. You know, a trinket of some sort. That way I can look in on you whenever I want to. Be anything. The clasp of your cloak, for example. Or, I don't know, are you wearing like a ring or a necklace, something like that?
Are you gonna kill me if I say no?
Angari, what do you think? I'm asking you nicely. It's really out of character for me.
He holds up a pinky ring with like a ruby on it. He says, I feel like I don't have a choice. Go ahead.
Oh,
good lad.
thank you. Really?
John's going to kind of step out of the way, let the path to the stairway be clear. Have a wonderful evening. Pleasure doing business with you.
Hello.
See you at the camp at some point.
Yes, see you there.
Make sure to put some snow on that. That'll reduce the swelling.
Yes. He sits down on like the broken barrel over here as you walk off.
This is awkward. He's staying. We should go.
Yeah, you're right. You're so right.
Oh, let's go.
As you walk away, he raises his head. He says, "One more thing. If you do go after the doctor, be careful. He's different."
You mean a necromancer?
Different than normal? Different than... Wait, what? Oh, wait, yeah.
He hasn't come to these lands for all too long, but already he has a sizable influence over the land. It's scary.
He is kind of creepy.
Interesting.
We're talking about the same guy, right? Casario?
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Yes, the one that taught me all of those necromantic spells. You remember, John? A friend.
Wait, what? He taught you what?
Bye. I'm going to push John.
All right, you're back down in the slums.
Who would have thought?
I know.
I'm gonna look around to see if there's anyone, like if Ezek is still standing around, or if there's anyone else around, just to see.
The two guys at the campfire are still there. Other than that, it looks pretty much the way you left it.
That was interesting. It didn't really go the way I expected it to go.
It's quite a lot of information.
Big. And those Vistani at the other camp, the ones with Madame Eva, did I get that right? They don't care for Strahd's influence. They want power beyond him.
That's what he said, but
Yeah,
Oh.
it's...
I suppose they are trying to help us defeat him, in a way. Yeah, maybe we should go somewhere where, we can speak.
Yeah, it's a little bit wet out here.
Mm-hmm.
Want to go back to the inn?
What time of day is it? That's the question.
If I kept track of time correctly, but you have to forgive me, last session I forgot to do so. I believe it is just after midday.
Okay, so we could
So
do
let's go
like
with that.
another one or two things before we probably another one.
yeah,
from
Go
knowing
get the
us.
money from that chest, because, you know, I actually can't, and this is funny, you two are going to like this, I actually can't do what I said I was going to do, you know, looking on him whenever I want, but I will eventually be able to do that.
Oh,
So, I'll need a trinket to do that, like 100 gold. It's quite a bit.
So wait. So he just put out his ring, and you just did a whole lot of gobbledygook to just like act like you did a spell on it, but you didn't.
I thought you gave.
Oh,
her
I took the ring.
ring.
I took the ring
Oh, you
The ring
took the
implying
ring.
she
Okay,
would
fair.
do
Yeah.
magic on it.
to make
Love it,
my
okay.
scrying easier in the future.
Is this like her that ring? He points to Carla. Your ear one thing that you did something with. Where is that, by the way?
Oh, I left that at Lady Voctor's. Let me check in on it. And I did spend time attuning to it, so I can listen in on it whenever I would like. So I'm going to take a moment to listen in and see what I hear from between the couch cushions of Lady Voctor's living room. Right now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking of what you're gonna hear there. I got 2 ideas, so let's make the dice decide on that.
There's a
Roll the
particularly flatulent
dice.
guest on the
Roll the
couch.
dice. dice.
You hear a relatively muffled conversation as you are between 2 pillows, but you do catch a couple of words. You catch tonight's seance, and don't disturb me for the rest of the afternoon.
Wonderful. So, I think we're going to a seance tonight. Have you two ever been to one? They are jolly good fun.
I think we busted up a couple.
Usually we're on the other side of that.
Yes, well, apparently there's one tonight, and she's looking to not be disturbed. It could be her, could be someone else, but I think if we, hail her place tonight, we might be able to... I mean, no one who's doing a seance is up to anything not nefarious, so...
Is this what they do in all book clubs?
I think the interesting
John.
ones.
Canon. Remind us, because you're
Canon,
such an
yep.
expert. So you're such an expert, Carla. The seance, does that connect someone beyond the
Yes.
veil, let's say, in a different plane of existence?
Yes, I can talk at times to people who are beyond the veil, or people who are hanging around, but seances contact them and really bring them forward. Well, for people who can actually channel spirits well, and it brings them either from beyond, or if they're hanging around, they can materialize or possess. It really just leaves the door open. You offer up a lot of magic to the other side, and it uses it to bring someone forth. And sometimes it's a load of bullshit, and sometimes it's great, and it offers a lot of information. But who could they possibly be contacting?
Sounds kind of like fishing. You put out some bait, and sometimes you get garbage, and sometimes you get a whopper.
Yes, and sometimes the person who sells you the fishing pole is a complete fraud, so it doesn't even have a string on it.
I'm just worried about the time when you catch a whale and it pulls you in.
Yes, vengeful spirits are a bother during those. But it's a lead, and she's interesting. She clearly cares a lot for the lord of this land, but she did not like Vasily, who, as we know, was the lord of this land, so...
Right.
There's a lot to unpack. Let's pick one thing to do right now. That 100 gold was about... How long of a travel was that out from where we are currently?
Is that a DM question?
It's a did they remember? And if
They-
not, then the gods
I
that be,
feel like-
please.
I feel like it was
I
about
mean,
a
you
day's
can-
travel to the pool, right?
Yeah.
The Vistani?
Yeah.
And it was between
you,
there.
you can do this from memory because you've been back and forth to the windmill now, and it wasn't far from the windmill. It was in between the windmill and the pool. It's about 3/4 of a day travel ish.
I think
Yeah, that's
didn't
a lot.
Casario, when you were down there and you grabbed some, you said it was like almost 300 gold. That is pretty hefty, but it's a little ways out of the way.
Because I just
Right.
dropped 100 to children, would be...
I didn't even know we had that much. I've only ever had 30.
So would we be back by tonight since it's halfway to the windmill? Could we get there and get back conceivably?
No, it's not halfway to the windmill. It's beyond the windmill. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
It's
Okay.
in between the windmill and the pool. So it would be back and forth would be about a day's travel if you hurry.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's why it's a little further out. So
All right.
out of
So
all the leads that we have within here, and then tomorrow we could go do that.
if we've got a
Right.
seance to bust up at night, You want to look for a shoemaker for the morning or throughout the afternoon and maybe get a little shut eye before nighttime?
I
Just
have
a
a
quick
feeling
nap.
he's going to be at this seance tonight.
Yes, because he's connected to Lady Vocta.
Oh, okay. Well, do we have anything? Do you want to go shopping before then and just look around and talk to people? I could clean up some of my gear while you guys talk to people, I suppose.
Well, let's think about this. What do we need? What do you two need? Do you need anything? I mean, John definitely needs better armor.
Yeah, this is getting kind of rusted. I could clean it up a little bit. I'm gonna work on that.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Carla, you do that often, and I wonder, we never hear it.
It's a raven, it's a crow. And she's going to look around for wherever that came from.
I didn't hear anything.
Like there was a sound of a raven or a crow. Can she see where it is?
Was there?
A parrot? I heard it.
Oh. It seems your party members didn't.
She
Carla.
thinks she did, so she's going to look around for it. Can she see it?
Throw me an investigation check on that. Oh, no, make it perception, by the way. That's not investigation. That's totally perception.
Okay,
I love you,
that's
Papa.
fair. Alrighty. 16. It was going to be a 22, but it's 16.
Sorry. It is an overcast day. It's kind of rainy. And looking at the sky, you spot no birds whatsoever.
I feel as if I'm going crazy.
Carla, I didn't see anything. Or hear anything. I didn't see anything, but I wasn't looking because I didn't hear anything.
We need to go and loot Vasily's home. I did forget about that. We need to go look for
Yes.
evidence. Yes.
And let's see if Brahm has any bacon. That'd be fantastic.
I'll have to talk to him. Have a look around. Yes, that's what we'll do, and then at night we'll stake out Lady Vocta's place, attend the seance, and
Wait. Do you
it's
think?
not too
Are
far.
we going
from
to
there
tell
either.
him we know anything, or do we just pretend like everything's
Do you think
normal?
the bacon is also like the pies?
No.
I don't know.
Okay. I'll ask him.
I
All right.
No, because I don't think humans come out particularly like pork.
I don't know if John would know, but I think they do.
Ugh.
Anyway, onward.
Hilarious. Anyways,
So
yes. So we'll
Only
go
in
and
Barrovia do you have to wonder if the bacon you're eating is people bacon.
Say, take it home with you.
child bacon.
it's called long pig. Thank you very much.
Yeah. We'll just call it people bacon because child bacon's even more disturbing. So people
Yeah.
bacon.
All right. So I think we're heading over to Vasily's house.
We'll head over to Vasily's.
All right, fair enough.
Yes, and I think we should act as if something went terribly wrong in Kresk, and we're so very worried about where he is, and try and chat up the butler a little bit. And maybe I'll go like invisible and go investigate if you want. Make things easy, or I don't.
It
don't know.
inverted the black
Oh, yeah, I
out
see.
areas.
Let me fix up a couple of things.
Oh, actually, yeah. If we're supposed to, okay, yeah, we're at the house, not outside yet. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, but you're not, because like you're not at the house just yet.
Okay. It's all good.
There we go.
Uh-oh.
Second. Oh yeah.
And there you go. I'm just quickly reloading
Resources
it.
Finish loading your cool beans.
There. It should see. It should look.
We're on
right
the second
now.
floor currently, or I'm looking at the second floor. Oh wait, I can
I
switch.
switched.
No, I can switch to ground floor.
Oh,
Cool.
please do.
For some reason, it actually had both loaded, and only the second floor was showing. But yep, here we are.
All right.
Cool beans. I'm gonna follow them up to the door.
Okay.
I mean, I say that we just say that we're staying here for the night. What would be strange about that?
Nothing, because we're allies. You are very smart. Okay.
She is.
It's true.
All right, that will be perfect. So, Carla's going to walk up and give the door a little bit of a hearty knock to see if anyone answers.
And after a couple of seconds, the door opens, and Bran is standing behind that, looking at you and saying, "Oh, the adventurers, right? With shouldn't you be in Kresk by now?"
Brom, good to see you.
We had, I mean, there was such a misfortune. We arrived in Kresk with Vasily and Irina, and we settled into a tavern for the night while they went to pay respects to a shrine there. And when we went to find them, they were gone. We asked around town, but there was no such thing. We were hoping they had come back here, or they had ran off. We are desperately worried about them.
Oh my, that is troublesome. Please, come in, he says.
Has Vasily been home? Has there been any word?
No, I haven't seen him. Not since he left with you.
My, that is quite a pickle. Just to maybe try and figure out where he's gone, or, maybe a safe place where he would have hidden him in Arena. Would you mind if we had a look around to see if we could get any clues as to that?
I'm not much of an adventurer, so please, yes, if you think he might be in trouble, please, yes, go ahead.
Wonderful.
He says.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
You see that he's taking this rather heavily, and he's going to sit down on the couch for a second to just consider that there might be something wrong with Vasily.
Okay.
John's going to sit next to him and sort of put his hand on her shoulder.
Okay. So with that, then Carla is going to pop into the study they were previously and do a thorough investigation of, his ledger, the notes that would be in his desk, the bookshelves, kind of pulling things out, seeing if she sees anything of interest. She is trying to find clues as to what Strahd might have left behind as Vasily.
All right. Give me you're going to go for thorough, and you have all the time in the world right now, so I'm going to give you an investigation check with advantage, because you have all the time in the world and there's nothing pressing you. You can go about.
Sariel is staying here because she can see Carla and John. So she's keeping an eye out for anything strange.
Kasariel's being a smart cookie.
25.
Wow. 25. That is great.
You find his bank account statements, his...
No less.
Anything within this room that would be... connect.
Carla. You look around the room, and you look at the ledger and the books and whatnot that he has on his writing desk, and they're mostly just things concerning trade and travel. There's nothing out of the ordinary in there. It's a beautiful handwriting, though, and it's actually shows similarities with the book that you have. It's not the same handwriting, but it's close. Looking around the rest of the room, nothing seems out of the ordinary. There's nothing wrong with this room. And you look, and you look under the chairs and in the writing desk and behind the fireplace that is still lit. You look everywhere to see if you can find something. You pull the books out of the shelf, and one book gives a click when you pull it. And part of the bookcase moves with it. There's a door that opens.
Message Kasariel. I found something. Come here. Kasariel. She sends that. Yep.
Just casually walks in.
If you go up and then upside, and then to the side, you should be able to get in.
Side. Like here?
Nope, look all the way up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, through the bookshelf.
Okay.
There you go. Yep.
Perhaps you should message John and let him know. I'm a little worried about. And then she's talking to Carla, and then she looks in. Oh fuck!
Shit.
This room looks a little different than the rest of the rooms in this mansion.
Oh, it sure does.
There's some tracks of old blood on the floor. There's some manacles attached to the wall. There's some bones, some skulls, and a ritual circle in the middle of the room with some bones and candles and paper around it. On the other side of the room, there's an altar with a book on it.
You mentioned you might be able to remove magic. Stop it for a moment. Could you do that to this room?
Not the entire room, probably.
Oh.
It's more of a specific something.
Okay, well,
But
hold it at the ready.
I do have it ready. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, actually,
Hmm?
I'm gonna cast protection from evil and good on
All
Carla.
right. I figured as much. Yep.
Alrighty. So, feeling a little bit better about that, Carla is going to step a little bit closer and lean down and try to look at these pages here. Do they have symbols or is it gibberish?
It's a combination of both. It's a language that you don't understand, but it definitely looks like it's written language of some sort. Most of the pages look just like, well, it could be whatever. It's written. There are some symbols on there, though. Most of it is written in ink, but some of them is written in like dark red ink. You hope. It has to be red ink, right? And then there's this one page that is written in common. And it's in common. It's a different handwriting. And you can read it.
Oh, I am snatching that up immediately.
It gives directions to a certain place. It gives no context, however, but it does give you directions to a certain place.
A treasure map. Wonderful. Okay. And I'm going to look over. Oh, sorry.
The directions lead just outside Vallaki, past what seems to be a camp of some sorts, into the woods, and it shows a little house. It doesn't seem to be far from Vallaki.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to look over her shoulder. Can I read some of the other pages?
It is unfortunately also in a language that you don't understand.
Okay.
You do recognize that it's a language, though. Like, I'll give you that, but no idea as to what it says.
Then from there, Carla's going to look at the horrifying center circle that could be anything.
Mm-hmm.
And is going to try and bypass it a little bit by summoning her mage hand right in front of the altar.
Okay.
And attempting for that to reach out for the book that sat there.
Okay. So do you attempt to reach out for it, or do you grab it?
I'm going to get the mage hand to like go out, grab it and try to bring it towards me.
Okay. The mage hand grabs the book. It's not too heavy. And do you let it just like drift back to you?
Yeah, but I'll make it stay like along the walls, trying to stay away from this circle that's down.
Right.
So it's going to go kind of like
ready with a dispel magic if this thing tries to do anything crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You guys really don't trust me.
No. Not at all.
Conditioned response. Have I had a Pavlov?
Oh,
same thing.
Yes.
What is this lunacy? The book very slowly drifts back, and as it goes along the wall, it goes above one of the candles. And as it does, the book itself erupts in flame, and you hear laughter as the book just disintegrates.
Oh, motherfucker. Alright, well, that's fucking fast. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that page in common. I'm going to let my mage hand devolve back into the ground. The reverse of the dead. What's it called? Dawn of the Night of the... I don't know, whatever. It's fine.
Night of the Living Dead?
There you go, yeah. It's like, but in reverse, just like back down.
So Dave the Living.
Day of the Living, yes. She's going to take the page of common, and she's going to take a moment to scribble down the symbol on the floor into her journal.
Okay. The symbol itself isn't too difficult. It's just a bunch of circles with some questionable red liquid sprayed on top of it. And in the center of it, there's like part of a corpse.
Yeah, did not look great, does it really?
There's creatures out there that might like this, and for them, this looks like a treat. To you, however, this might be questionable.
Yes, it is. Okay. All right. Well, that was. Let's get out of here, Gazario. Let's get out of here really, really fast.
Is there any? I'm just going to take one more look around the room. Is there anything else that would catch our eye, like a trinket?
I mean, if you're into manacles, there's 2 manacles there.
I am into manacles, but I've already got some. So thank you. But anything else on the altar?
2 week
DM
notice.
No, on the altar, there's just some candles and whatnot. Like the big thing was the book, and that's just gone. The altar itself, by the way, is beautiful and immaculate. It's made of marble and looks beautiful.
I think. Did you take the papers on the ground?
I took the one in common. I didn't take the rest of them.
Okay, I'm going to try to scoop up the rest of them.
You can, and you got 4 pages of weird ass language with you.
Okay, great. I'll put it in my pack.
Okay.
Wow.
Carla's going to make sure that bookcase swings back closed. She's going to be like, I don't think the butler knows that that's there, because honestly, that was quite the mess. I feel like he would have cleaned that up.
How long, can we tell by the body part how long it's been there, like by its decay?
Yeah, give me a medicine check on that.
I'll give you a
Good
guidance on
question.
that.
Thank you. Okay. Come on, baby. 18 plus what is guidance of 4, right?
Yeah.
21.
Ooh.
One thing you have to take into account, of course, is that you don't know in what state it was put down there to begin with. If this was an actual sacrifice in the room or not. Disregarding that, this body part is in a relative state of decay that you would assess would be at least a week or 2. So it's been a little while.
Okay, but so how long ago did we leave with Vasily to go to Crest?
A couple of days ago.
Okay, so it was
before that.
A week at least before. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Well, I would ask if that's where the seance would be tonight, but she doesn't like Vasily, right? So that doesn't make any sense.
She loves Strahd but hates Vasily, but they're the same person. And she doesn't like Vasily because of his stance on Strahd, so it's like... It's so confusing. All these little threads, how they're pulling together, but not properly.
Perhaps he disguised himself as Vasily and tried to say, oh, don't you hate Strahd like I do? And she was like, no, I like Strahd. And he was like, oh, well. And then the friction.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yes, it might have been a cover for him so that no one would suspect him of being Strahd, or perhaps he's trying to figure out... Yes.
Makes sense. Do you think there's more places like this in here?
Well, I hope not.
Right. No, I hope not too, kind of. Actually, I really hope there are, because there might be implements in here I can use for some of my spells.
Oh.
Possibly.
Okay, I'll have a look around to see if we can. That would be important.
Yes.
So, for the sake of brevity, I'm going to say Carla will kind of like pop into each room, do a quicker investigation, I'll say. I'll say that room definitely shook her up a little bit more. And she'll just try to figure stuff out. And she's also, if she enters a kitchen, she's absolutely looking for a bottle of champagne.
All right. So you can enter the rooms. And yeah, the first one is indeed a kitchen. The one next to that seems to be the servant's bedroom, because it is definitely a bedroom, but it looks less appointed than the ones upstairs. You would assess that that is the bedroom of Bram.
As
As for the kitchen, it is well appointed. There's quite a bit over there. There are a couple of bottles over there, but they're wine, not champagne. However, they're not only just grape mash number 2.
What's the interesting one?
The other one, there's one other bottle which has a label on it. You just can't read it though because the words on it are washed away, but you can definitely make out that it doesn't say grape mash number 2. As to what it says though, you have no clue.
Oh, that's going in my bag for sure.
so
Can we tell what's inside though? Is it bubbly?
It's wine. Oh yeah, it's wine.
Oh.
as you guys are coming out before all the investigation, you hear John like with his hand on Bram's shoulder. He says, "I understand this is hard for you. The state, whatever's going on, and it's hard for us too. But you know what might make you feel better? We haven't had lunch yet, and if you could whip up a nice hot meal, maybe we can all eat and talk or something."
All right, give me a persuasion check on that.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I got a natural 1 to bring me up to a 5.
Bram is sitting there like teary-eyed.
My
Feeling
mouth is
that
literally
there must have
watering
been-
like, oh man, I'm so hungry.
Like he's just sitting there like, watery-eyed, there must have been something horribly wrong with Vasily, and he's just like he feels terrible. And then you suggest this to him, and like through his tears, he looks at him and he says, he looks at you, John, and he says, "You know what a kitchen is. Just go ahead, make something for yourself, and while you're at it, make me a sandwich too. I can't."
Done. See you in a bit. He just leaves it.
You have to run to the kitchen, John. Go ahead.
So I imagine that while Carla's looking around, she eventually comes into the kitchen and John is making a sandwich for himself and possibly Bram.
Yeah.
Love it.
Do you even know how to cook at all?
I mean, wait, do these have to be cooked? Oh, that's raw. Never mind. Good point.
Go on, try it. See how it goes.
I mean, we've cooked, we've camped out before, and he actually like starts putting pieces of meat on sticks next to the fire.
Very, very barbecue-ish. Sure, like you can. So you're standing next to the fire, right?
Yeah, let me move me over
there. There's another bottle over there. Like you notice there's a bottle in the corner. Another wine bottle.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out while I'm sticking meat into the stone in front of the campfire or the fire. I'll go ahead and pick it up and look at it. Is it grape mash number 2?
So this one, no, it's not. It's open, and it's about halfway done, and it's called Red Dragon Crush.
Does it
That
smell like
sounds so
wine?
relevant.
Fucking awesome.
Does it smell like wine? Like regular wine?
It 100% smells like wine.
Casariel, I found a different type of drink. It says something about dragons here. Do you want it?
I will absolutely take it before he even says, "Do you?" It's gone out of his
Gulp.
hands.
Do you take a sip?
I'm going to smell it.
Oh, Casariel, it was already open when I found it. Just so you know, I didn't open that.
It smells like wine.
I wonder, should
red
we
wine at that.
identify it? Can't we do that?
I can. Allow me.
Hey,
I'll see
Bram,
if there's
what's up
anything
with the
wrong
wine
with it.
bottle?
Oh, we could do that.
Just take it.
But if it's half
Thanks.
open, someone's already been drinking it. Oh, that explains why he must be hitting him so hard.
Yeah,
fellow.
he's pretty
Do you
choked up.
think- Do you think they? He seems like he has quite an affection for Vasily, doesn't he?
My goodness. Maybe.
How sad if he. I mean, what's the equivalent of catfishing in Barrovia? Ooh.
Wolf,
You know what?
wolf skinning.
Put a plug in that. We're gonna come back to it after the break. Stay tuned.
Yes.
Yep.
Give us your version of catfishing in chat.
Ooh.
Yeah, and if you're
For
watching on
Barovia.
YouTube, please comment below. What would you say is catfishing in Barovia?
Yes.
Oh man. I will not drink it, but I will keep it for or are you identifying it?
I'll identify it so that you're not
Okay.
stuck. Yes. Okay. Carla will do that. I will take. Oh, that takes an hour. No, I won't do that.
Oh no, okay. That's fine.
Sorry.
I'm gonna just
But Carly,
if there's not a
Carly,
cork-
you do take a look at it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So the shape of the label matches the other bottle that you got.
Oh, so about. Oh, it's probably the same. Does it look like it's from Wizard of Wines? Does it have like any distinct markings that say that?
So the bottle itself is similar. It's just the label that is different, and probably the content, but you don't know because you haven't sampled it yet. But the bottle. If you have to go by the bottle, it's probably from the same place. Yeah.
Interesting. You know what? I'm gonna go. Yes. We'll look at that for later, and I'll turn kind of away, as if I'm going to go and like try and find a plug for it. But I'll just give it like a cheeky little swig.
Okay. So you've drank the grape mash number 2, which is it's wine because it's alcohol, but that's really just about it. Like, it warms your belly, and that's really it. It's barely wine. This stuff, however, hits differently. There's like a hint of oak and a hint of rose in there. There's a whole bunch of flavors going on there all at the same time. This is a very, very good red wine. Holy dang. This is good. You'd almost want another sip.
Oh, we've been down this road before. It must be made of children. Oh dear Lord. It's very good. It's like frighteningly good. Very, very.
You don't feel like it's addictively good unless you like. I mean, it's alcohol after all. But
I think Carol has other addictions. This wouldn't be too bad.
It doesn't feel like that good as what the pies did.
Okay, so it's not the similar feeling. So then I'm just going to be like,
no,
wine. Okay, I'll find a cork for it, plug it, and throw it in my bag so I don't have to waste this. And I'm in my head. In Carla's head, she's like, "Oh, I'd have to waste some magic on that because that's clearly just wine."
Fair enough. All right, so 1.5 bottle of Red Dragon Crush.
Mm-hmm. And continuing the investigation again, would we see anything interesting from this, or on the bottom floor?
Other than that, no, not really.
I'm just gonna go ahead and take a peek in here. Did we already look in here? Did Carla already look in the?
Carla did a preliminary quick sweep. This is the servants' quarter, so the one that Bram probably sleeps at. It looks pretty standard. Good. Better than like what you would expect for a servants' quarter. So this is pretty okay. But it's still less than what you saw upstairs.
Yeah, I'm just gonna scooch on in here and just peek into these footlockers quickly.
Sure. They're unlocked, and they seem to be containing some personal effects.
Okay, and this little guy over here, this little credenza.
I still want to say there's like a maid costume in there, but there isn't. Just a shits and giggles.
Strahd's a man with particular taste.
No judgment.
Yeah.
No, there's just a couple of normal sets of clothing in there.
Okay. Just real quick, just so I can put it in my inventory. As I pass back through the kitchen, I'm gonna find any salt I can find.
Salt, sure. There's like, how much do you need?
Is it like in a like in a sack, maybe open? Something like that?
Not like an entire sack would be something for a castle almost, but like if you want to find like 100 to 200 grams, sorry, half a pound, then you should be able to.
What's a pound?
Okay.
Come
I'm just
on.
gonna add it to the stuff I already have from Durst Manor, but we'll know. I got a lot of salt. Okay. And I'm gonna
Very
take
salty.
one more bottle of wine. Just then I'm headed back up.
All right.
I'm gonna continue making sandwiches. I'm gonna make 4 of them. I was only gonna make 2 initially, but then they walked in. I was like, oh, right, okay.
The 2 for you, and then 2 for us.
3 for me, 1 for Bram.
Yeah.
So Bram is still sitting there on the couch, head in hands, just like mocking a little bit, like, what if he really doesn't come home? Who's gonna take care of the house? I don't want to live here just by myself.
I'd prepare for that eventuality. I didn't say that.
If Carla hears that kind of passing towards the upstairs, she's going to be like, promise you we will do everything we can to ensure that he comes back safely, and with Arena as well, hopefully. I mean, a priority, but yes,
I really appreciate that.
no problem.
He's my buddy.
How about you tell Casariel all about that? I'm going to have a peek upstairs.
Brad, do you know what catfishing is?
I don't know if
I don't
Casariel
care
can
for
see
fishing.
Carla, but she gives her a real death stare.
Do the crying thing. You do that. You're a priestess. Can like pray or something.
Kill you, I will kill you if you ever do this to me again.
If it's
I will.
fine with you.
I will save you the scene switch upstairs. There's nothing like of importance.
Fabulous. Just to have all their bases covered. Perfect.
Yeah.
And by the time she's coming downstairs, I imagine John's coming out of the kitchen with some fairly poorly made sandwiches. Some pretty sharp.
And as you come out, as you come out, and Carla is coming down, like Bram is just starting on the chapter about his terrible childhood to Casario.
She's just, giving him the tap on the shoulder.
Oh, great.
You don't
Good
say.
for you.
You guys want some?
Goodness.
Oh, John, thank God. Thank God with the sandwiches. He needs one to eat something now.
Bram, you said you wanted a sandwich. I kind of a sandwich.
Got to keep your strength up.
Open face.
I need,
Well,
yeah. You need to eat, yeah.
It's kind of a salad sandwich with mostly meat.
Is there any bread like in there?
It's like there's a slice of bread in a pile of meat, essentially. I think John just invented Barrovian tacos. So it's like,
Here's a sandwich. It's actually a salad. It's a taco. What?
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
What? There's no lettuce in it, or there's no vegetables in it. I'm confused.
it's practically a meat salad, like a fruit salad. Doesn't have any vegetables in it. It's like a meat salad with a slice of bread.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. That actually sounds pretty tasty.
I even buttered the bread for you. There you go.
Well, we've definitely found what we're the best at in this game, which is creating food to sell.
Yes.
True.
Yeah.
God.
Curse of food.
So, yeah, if we're trapped here forever. At least we'll, be able to have a career. That's good.
The pantry is
All right.
Strahd.
So,
Huh?
everyone's got a sand salad taco.
Meat taco.
The meat's kind of charred. I did cook it over an open flame.
I would very much like to
Casario,
retract
Casario,
that
darling,
statement.
Yeah.
I
I
would
never
very
use that
much
word
like
again,
to
please.
I
pretend that didn't
bypassed
happen.
it. I bypassed it.
I regret it instantly.
You should.
Guys, this is the perfect time to join our Discord and make fun of us there for what we say. This is terrible.
Mm. Anyway.
So I imagine Carla is not going to take the meat sandwich. Instead, she's going to come back down, share that, like, basically kind of give the nod of like, oh, we could find nothing up there, but there's some leads in his ledgers, so we're going to go and chase those a little bit today. And, I find journaling really helps with your feelings. So perhaps do a bit of journaling tonight. Talk about how this makes you feel. And we're going to continue our investigation. I promise you, we'll do what we can.
Please, yes.
It's okay. And she's going to try and, like, shove them out the door.
Are you not eating yours? I'll take it. And he's going to take Carla's burnt meat to go.
Okay.
Cool.
May the Silver Lady guide you, and the light of the Morning Lord shine upon you and your kinfolk. Bye.
And enjoy your taco.
Thanks for not smelling roses anymore.
Okay.
Let's not even get there. What's up next on the?
Agent.
Huh.
Okay. Does anyone have any spell slots that they need to get back or anything like that?
I wish that was a thing for me. Tis not.
I'm a little tapped, but I think a short nap or just a little, like, I could spend some time cleaning my armor and probably rejuvenate a bit.
If we have a seance tonight, I'd like to go in with a little bit more invigoration, so like a short rest would be awesome if we have the time.
So we got the book club, then we've got Lungari had the whole thing about a camp nearby. Did you want to so at what time is it now? Is it like mid-afternoon or later?
Mid-afternoon towards the evening.
Okay,
So it's
so
4 o'clock.
We probably don't have time to go to the camp and come back before the book club. You want to do that tomorrow?
Yes, we'll do anything outside of Velocki tomorrow. I think it's best to keep within today. It's a seance we're staking out tonight, so we need to be at her house and sort of hidden before the sun fully goes down.
Do you think it's
And then-
at her house, though?
Well, she would have to leave it at least to
Oh,
go to
I
it.
see. All right.
So we fly.
I don't need to rest. I could stand outside of a house and.
I was saying just
Well,
while we're waiting for the time to pass, a short rest, we might recuperate.
Could we? Do you think we can go and do a bit of a stakeout a little ways away from her house, and maybe we can rest up while we're watching?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, you do stand out a little bit because of, like, the way you guys look. But if you get a little ways away off, like, if you don't stand in the middle of the road, then sure, you should be able to do that without, like, attracting too much attention.
If I remember correctly, or if I can remember, the area around her house when we went there, what were some prominent, like, was it all residential? Were there mostly houses, or were there any, like, stores or anything nearby?
It is a little ways away from the store area. There's a couple of houses around her, but since she lives on a plot of land, like it's a mansion. Around her are a couple of other mansions, so it's wide open space with a road. Is what you're talking about here. The Burgomaster's mansion is like close by.
she did tell us that to get in, we would have to bring information on the Burgermeister. Do you think we should?
It's what we offered to possibly get into the book club, but I don't know if this is in relation to that or if it's something different. This is something that I heard while listening and on the little ring that I left in her home. So it could be related, it could be not, and I think I don't know what to make of her. I mean, she wasn't very forthcoming to be an ally.
Well, Silverware, if this is any help for us to figure out who she is, we've seen one with ravens on it and one with a windmill. Hers was a droplet, with a circle, so it could be water. I doubt it.
I doubt it too. So I think it would be best to maybe keep our distance and see. But there's nothing wrong with the stakeout. Not everything has to be direct. I've done them often. I've gotten into
Right.
a fair amount of trouble at graveyards for staying around there, but
though, if we happen
My
upon
apologies.
the seance, it will be presumably at least 3, if not more of them. If we're found out, would we be facing an entire cult worth of people? That seems.
we'd all have to agree right here, right now, to not get involved, to just collect information. Then,
Right.
because I can keep us all hidden.
Oh.
My powers extend beyond me, you remember?
I see. Right, yes.
And if someone disturbs us or if someone sees us, I might be able to suggest that they look the other way. Pull some strings, if you know what I mean.
I do like you in Barrovia, John. Huge fan.
Feeling a little bit more comfortable here. I feel like we're settling in. You know what I mean?
Something is
Are you
settling
feeling
into
like
you.
your dark passengers with you? No?
I think I'm in control. I That was probably a one-off thing. I don't think anything can just take control of me. That would be ridiculous.
I just cut a side eye at Carla.
Carla's like looking up at her with like wide eyes. Like, is he like? Did he get dropped on a head as a child? Like, do you know? Like, was this just like a forced positivity thing that like all
Hey, my
religious
mom
people go through?
apologized for a lot for that. She's told me every day that she wished she didn't do that when I was young.
Oh, from Panessa's, I got the impression that she didn't really think about you much at all. Really cared about your brother.
Okay, she didn't apologize that often, but she said that she didn't want to have done it, I think. Yeah, it was really weird. She didn't really talk about it.
My God, I'm not unpacking that. We can unpack that much later when we're much
You
closer
two
friends.
should rest.
Yes,
should
but I
rest.
think a quick rest, and then we might stake out her house, follow her, see where she goes. I will turn us all into phantoms of the night and basically invisible, and we'll just gather information. We are performing espionage, spying, that kind of thing. The fun, non-threatening kind, hopefully. And we'll just figure out whether or not she's worthy ally or a cautious enemy. That's what we're getting from this.
Remind me, did she like Strahd? She did.
She likes
Likes
Strahd,
Strahd,
yes.
doesn't like Vistani. Madame Eva likes Strahd? No.
Does not. It
Does
is
not like
seeking
Strahd.
power beyond him, or at
Right.
least has a complicated relationship. If we trust what Lingari said,
I feel like
Lingari's camp then is under Strahd's influence. I
when
believe.
we were at Eva's, she basically said something to the effect of he's just like gone astray, but he's a good lad, or something like that.
That's what my mother thinks. Well,
I hear that a lot.
Thinks.
Not for me, of course. But
Perhaps some people like the path that he's been strayed down on and want to keep it that way. That must be Lingari's camp.
all right, to the Voctor house.
Let's park up in a tavern for an hour, have a drink, and then hop over to the Voctor house, just so that we're not hot before we can begin, really.
You know, give me a chance to just do a little maintenance on my armor and gear and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I think the tavern nearby, the one with the bad pies, though there's
The Blue Water?
much
Blackwater?
better. The
I think-
Blackwater Inn,
yeah,
yeah, that's
Blackwater,
right
yeah.
here.
The Blue Water Inn. Yeah.
I thought
Oh.
the blue water inn was the one that we've stayed in before. This one is the one that we...
Oh, you mean the the one that makes the alternative pies? Yes, it's the
Yeah.
Blackwater
Yeah.
Tavern. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll go hang out at the Blackwater Tavern, grab a drink, and there's basically a short rest before we head over to the Voctor house. So you can decide whether that incurs interactions or you can just bring us to the Voctor house.
It doesn't necessarily incur interaction unless you seek it. So you can use your short rest if you want to.
Do you think we'd
That's
run
what
into
we do.
anyone specifically interesting in that space, or is it just the people we saw before?
Yeah, there is one that might be interesting. As you sit down there to have your drinks and eats and whatever you want to do, you might see the tavern owner, Beauregard, serving you and helping you in his general dismissive manner. However, when he locks eyes with you, there is a moment of when he looks at you. If you remember well why, you might know why.
Did we
Flowers
threaten
are
anyone
in
here?
such nice bloom these years, are they not? These days.
You say that to him?
Oh, yes. As he hands us our stuff, like, as he's, like, about to have his final interaction with us, that's when I'm like, flowers these days are lovely.
Was he the
Basically
one?
confirming, like, yes, I saw you there.
Yes,
Don't search
he
it.
says, and he just quickly walks to the kitchen.
He was the one who came rushing out of the bathroom when I went in, right? Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, his
Hey.
wife is quite attractive as well. I don't understand why he'd go astray.
I saw him at the bathhouse. That was the guy. He's already gone. I'm just telling the Carl.
Yeah. So that's what we do for the hour, and then we just head to the Voctor house.
All right. After the hour, the sun starts to set this day, and you go to the Wagner house.
As I imagine we're leading right up towards the road of it. Carla will reach out and touch the shoulders of both of them and cast invisibility. And as well on
Right.
herself, so at level 3.
How long does invisibility last? An hour, right?
An hour, yeah.
Let's take a look around the house and see if there's another entrance, perhaps besides the front door.
I think I should probably keep my distance. I'm still pretty clanky.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do a sweep of the perimeter, see if there's any back doors that we won't be able to sneak into.
Looking around the house, you notice that apart from the front door, there is indeed a back vestibule, if you will, a door that is on the north side of the house. And there's a cellar on the east side.
Last time
And
we
then,
went
of course,
into-
there is the front door.
Noting the wall around the plot, is the wall entirely complete all the way around except for the doors that we came in?
Yeah, but it's not a high wall. It's like it's about Carla sized. So it's one Carla.
I feel like book club members are
so it's a half-
respectful enough to,
Yeah.
respect the boundary of a wall. But they may not. They might not be. All right. He's gonna sort of like drift over to the corner, and I don't know where you guys are, but I guess should I stay here? What do you want me to do?
Okay. So are we going to try and get into the house, or are we just going to wait until we see movement and then go?
I thought we were just gonna watch. So you said it was a stakeout.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I think if we have a Casariel, you can... Oh, wait, no, if we send stuff, then that breaks the spell. Yeah, that's fine. We'll keep an eye sort of... We'll see these trees over in the corner here.
Mhm.
I think Carla will, like... Over here, yeah. Carla will, like, take their hands and guide them.
I imagine there's a whole... Okay, yeah, until you do that, I imagine there's a whole little slapstick routine of you saying, you see those over there? Where? Where are you pointing? Over there.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch
Where are you
the back of
pointing?
the house.
Pardon?
I'm going to watch the back of the house, so I'll be in the north area behind some trees.
And we'll stay right here. And I kick up the dirt maybe near your feet a tiny bit so that there's an indication of where you might be. We'll do the same here. And yes, we'll keep an eye out. But just know that, like, yeah, it's fine. We'll keep going.
Right.
Yeah.
On the north
So
side of the
let's go
house,
here.
there's a couple of windows, and there's the back vestibule door.
Windows
Yeah.
that are open and you can see through?
Windows that you can see through, but that are not open. They're not the openable kind.
Carla's going to listen in to the airpiece as she waits to see if any movement or sounds come from it.
I'm gonna see
It sounds
Carla.
deathly quiet in there.
I'm not picking anything up.
Saying just no. Be quiet. Okay. Hopefully we didn't miss her. So yeah, I think we'll do that for getting close to like 40 minutes, and then I think Carla will start getting nervous about the spell dispelling. So
After about 30 minutes, the front door opens. And Lady Wachter steps out.
yes, okay.
She walks around the perimeter. She walks to the cellar doors. And she goes down them.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Carla is going to like pull John very close behind the tree. Like very much behind the tree. And then she's going to cast message towards Casariel, which will drop the invisibility, because invisibility is a concentration spell.
Is message a concentration spell, though?
It's communication. It's a cantrip, but I think any sort of action of like spell
No,
will
it's just
dispel.
another concentration spell.
It's just a concentration spell, so you should be able to do that.
I should do it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was really worried about the fact that we were together. Okay, that we weren't together. Okay, that's great. That's great. So Carla then is just going to send a message towards Casariel, being like, the last time and I'm going to say this aloud as well, so John can hear it, but you know what I mean. The last time we went down below somewhere, it didn't end very well. Should we risk it?
I mean, it's just a book club. What harm could they do?
I love you, John.
I would say I'm going to answer in her head, not out loud. I think we should at least go in the front door and be visible so we can pretend that we were just trying to find the book club. We can have the guise of stupidity instead of looking shady.
John can't
Outside
hear
of character,
that
that day we had already asked, and she had basically denied us the book club. So it would appear like a little bit more suspicious if we're showing up at the exact time that she's like. I'm not sure.
I don't think we should make an enemy of her.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I mean, we have information on the Bergermeister guy. He works with Isaac. I could tell her that, and that might...
No. No, that wouldn't be enough.
I mean, it's information. She didn't say how much.
We know that he works because he's like the captain of his guard, so that's not like new info. I don't like the captain, but like one of his enforcers, so I think she'd know that. Too sure.
I think we should be fine. Seances, and it's probably just a bunch of the local, like, I don't know, gossips talking about something or other. And I don't know how book clubs work, but my mom, whenever do you think my mom does seances? This is probably not the time for that.
I think she did mention trying one in order to contact your brother if he was dead, and he never showed up, which she took as a sign to mean that he was probably alive. I didn't want to encourage or discourage that.
Thank you for not encouraging it.
All right, I do have something. Actually, I'll come back over here with them.
Okay, cool.
You come over and you hear us talking about my mom and seances.
What? Anyway, I do have something. It's a spell where I can put a sensor, around a door or something, and I can hear or see what's going on. The only problem there is that I need that's the 100 gold piece trinket I need. So
Would 100 gold pieces itself do?
that's a DM question, I think.
I'm
not talking about clairvoyance. Oh,
yeah, I figured as much.
Have that prepared. Never mind.
You have it prepared? Okay.
If you would have had it prepared, it really is a trinket worth it, not just a monetary value.
Okay.
Nothing I have would be that. That'd be something I'd have to purchase.
You have a pendant from your mom, don't you?
Yes.
I'd value that at about 100 gold.
Okay, I'm unprepared. Fuck, this never happens. I'm the best with honors. I'm sorry, I didn't think I could cast that. So
you know that
anyway.
the pendant is consumed by the spell, right?
Oh.
Would the Mace of Terror be counted as it?
It's not a trinket.
It's a trinket to Carla.
It's a trinket to John. That little thing.
We could always say that we heard someone told us that she might be in danger and we wanted to come and make sure she was okay.
I still think I could just, if she asks any questions, why are we here? I have information for you. The Burgermeister works with Isaac.
If you're invisible, it would be a bit
right.
Hard to believe. Right. So.
But if we demand her attention, whatever she's doing down there is going to get interrupted, which we might not find out then. It's difficult.
No, I just meant if she, perhaps she can see us if we're invisible. Some creatures can. You
Like
know,
that hag.
What
Mm.
creatures can see when you're invisible?
dragons.
Oh,
Quickly jumping in. I just quickly checked like on clairvoyance, like it doesn't, because I thought it does consume the item. It does not, but it does have a specific instruction on what the item should be.
Mm-hmm.
So it needs to be either a jeweled eye or a jeweled horn, depending on if you want to see or hear. So you don't have
Right.
those,
Right. Okay.
quick
but it doesn't consume it.
question. Given my innate 10-foot blind sight, can I like maybe not see what they're looking like, but know that Casariel and Carla are nearby? Like I can
Yeah,
sort
you
of.
can.
Okay, cool. So I was sitting here thinking, oh man, John's just like completely unaware. Like if someone walks away from him, but no, okay, I know where you guys are. I'm gonna look straight at you, even though you can't see
It
me.
might be... John, you can sense if things are... good, evil, yes. Maybe if we got you closer to the cellar, you could maybe sense if there's anything evil down there.
Do you think that would have
Might inform
anything?
our decision.
Do you think that would get in the way of the invisibility, or?
Is it a spell for you?
It's something that I have to open up my senses. It might not be. It's basically just a sixth sense that I learned from my training. So I could give it a shot.
You know what? No risk, no reward.
Exactly.
Reward.
Got it.
Reward. I am confident that we can, talk our way out of it. Let's not shoot first, ask questions later. Let's just pretend that we read something at Vasily's house that was, made us worried about her. We saw no one at the front door when we knocked, and so we decided to come around the side to make sure she was okay.
We could tell her about the altar, but alter the stories that she doesn't know. There we go.
Exactly.
As you guys are talking, the front door opens. Another man steps outside. He walks around the
Creepy
building.
butler.
Yeah.
Tail him now. We can get in without opening the door then.
No, I feel as though
I'm gonna start walking towards
they'll
him.
notice. No, but
We're invisible.
I know.
I
Yeah.
can see all my footfalls.
If you guys want to tail him, I'll hold him there.
Yeah, we'll tail him. Carla is definitely going to start tailing him.
And I'm gonna.
He walks-
being aware of them, I'm gonna stay behind Carla.
Okay. He walks towards the cellar door and opens them. Do you want to try and follow him?
At this point, can I? I'm gonna use divine sense and just open up my senses and try to detect whether or not I can, within 60 feet, if there's anything consecrated or desecrated, or if there's any undead fiends or.
Also, like a
Celestials.
general sense of good or evil, I think, is like a.
That is blocked by, and it is blocked by like stone and whatnot, right? That's just,
Actually, reading it isn't blocked. It's just a 60-foot radius. I can detect where they are. I can't detect their identity or to what extent. I can just detect if it's good, evil, or undead, fiend, or celestial.
All right, let me measure something.
Oh, well, wait. No, you're right. That is not behind total cover. So, good point.
But when the door
Good
opens,
point.
that's the good time to do it.
Yeah, the door opening does help you a little bit.
Just anything directly in the line of sight, essentially.
But yeah, no. You
Okay.
don't sense anything out of the ordinary.
All right. I can't communicate that to them, but I'm just gonna have done it.
Okay.
Sugar, honey, iced tea. I feel like this is definitely leading us towards a trap, but at the same time, no risk, no reward.
The butler is going downstairs. If you want to follow him, you gotta be quick.
Okay. I'm gonna roll a
follow
dice
him.
and see if I'm gonna do it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. We're going.
Sorry.
We're going.
All right. Yep. I'm following them.
All right. All three of you follow him down into the cellar.
Okay, we only have 30 minutes left on this, so be careful with the time.
13?
30.
Okay, 30s.
Yep.
Yeah, good. Mm-hmm.
Here we are. Let me.
Oh god, that's
grab-
big. Okay, this is definitely a bad idea.
Let me grab you guys.
Anybody have
Ooh.
dimension door? Do you have dimension door?
No, but I
My
do have
God.
a teleport thing. If I roll lucky.
Okay. I have some things.
Yeah.
Maybe.
There we go.
Fly, she can fly.
So,
Fly, she can fly.
you see in front of you Halik going down the stairs and disappearing into the darkness.
Like I was behind Carla, so I'll let you go first.
I will stay here behind cover and peek around.
Because I'm a halfling, I can just like peek through her legs to see whatever she's looking at.
You see
Come
the
on,
Yes,
head
you
coming
can.
out,
Creature's
and then the
one
head coming
size
out.
bigger than me.
I just
so
pull up my gown.
So you peek around the corner, right?
Yeah.
Right.
With my incredible dark vision. As a
You look around the corner, and you see a skeleton sitting in the corner.
Oh, she's up to some bullshit. She's up to some creepy shit. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna whisper, "Ooh, I heard that."
That one.
Okay, I can't see this way, right?
If you
Here.
want to look that way, like you were peeking around the corner.
Yeah.
Dick.
Oh, Papa.
Looking the other way. You see a lot of footsteps in the ground, and you see a couple of beds. As a matter of fact, you see a couple more than that, because you should be able to see all this way. There you go.
Hey, what's on the beds?
There's clothing on the beds.
It's odd. Okay. Any shinies?
Not really. One of them has a doll on it, though.
Is there any
It's not
light in
very
this place
significant.
beyond?
It's dark. No,
Okay.
no, it's dark. However, towards where Casario was just looking, so beyond the beds, there is some light coming from an open door. Let me just give that to as well. There you go.
Quick, just question about like, was that guy who came down here? Was he holding any form of like lantern, torch, or anything to light his way?
It was not.
Interesting.
I will go. Oh, shit. I always forget. And I'm going to reach out my hands and I'm going to try to grab Carla, who's between my legs, and then reach back and grab John. I'm going to cast Eyes of Night so you both can see 300 feet in the dark for
Cool.
1 hour.
All right.
That drop invisibility.
Does that drop
Okay.
invisibility? Is that a
If you
spell?
attack
No,
or
nothing
yeah.
I can
No,
do would
because
drop it.
she cast it, not Carla.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Yes. All right then.
Okay.
Rules. Exciting.
So, with my superior vision from where I am now, I'd like to look
Yes.
at each one of the things on the beds.
Okay.
Okay.
On the beds, you see various items of clothing, which looks like just everyday, like clothing from civilians or servants or something like that. And then on
Mhm.
one bed, there is a little toy. The toy looks like it's a sock puppet kind of thing. The way that this puppet is made is kind of creepy, but like, someone really tried their best. It's kind of brand that
Do
you
I
might
recognize
recognize.
it?
Yeah,
Oh, it's
Blinksy.
Blinksies.
that's a Blazy toy right there.
Okay, is it meant to look like anyone?
You can't tell from where you're standing.
Okay. Oh, I have a terrible feeling about this.
I have quite an awful one as well.
I feel
think
fine.
If we walk by that gentleman in the corner, he's going to try to kill us.
Gentleman in the
Yes,
corner?
yes, that it's looking rather like a trap over there.
Are we ready for
Ready for what? What's
mean-
going on?
I didn't want to make an enemy, I just wanted to sneak around a little. This might be a little too tricky.
We can always say we thought she was in danger, right? So we came down here to make sure she was okay.
Probable
Right?
cause. I like it.
Especially because of Vasili's altar, if we get caught. But the trick is, we're not getting involved.
Carla, can you make some of those documents say something from Vasili, like, oh, I really want to kill Lady Vocta? Huh?
I could very quickly, but that will
Right.
drop this spell.
Shit. Right.
Yes,
Well, we don't want to do that, but that's the plan. Okay?
that's the plan.
We saw that. We were like, oh shit, our friend, Lady Vocta, who we love, we've got to go make sure she's okay. And we saw her, we were just taking her house to make sure she was safe. We saw her go into the, cellar. We followed behind to make sure she was not going to be murdered.
Yes, but above all else, we are just going in. We are going to watch whatever's happening. Save for a child being murdered, we are not getting involved.
Right.
Okay? Do
Yes.
you both agree with me?
Agreed.
Sure.
Perfect. So just watch espionage. Okay? Be fucking quiet. That's how we'll... So yes, I think we're going to try and sneak forward a little bit more.
All right. So, Casario,
Mm-hmm.
you take a step forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
You pause the game.
I didn't.
It's unpaused right now.
I did step forward. But
Yep.
Where do you want me to step? Where?
No,
Here?
I'm not saying anything. Just confirm that you made a step forward.
I'm creeping closer to... I just want to get my eyeballs on the doll. I'm trying to see if it looks like anything that we recognize.
It's definitely a Blinksy toy. It doesn't really look like anyone, but if you'd have to guess, it might be Lady Vocta. It's a horrible rendition of her, though, but it might be.
Oh, that fellow over there. Can you feel him?
Let me try again. And I'm going to take a deep breath and reach out again. And
I feel like John would know that he couldn't see through walls, though. So whether or not you would want...
Yeah, when I tried earlier, I know that down here was beyond my reach, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I'll try again. Anything within line of sight of 60 feet that is undead.
No.
He doesn't seem to be with us, if you know what I mean.
Is he moving?
No.
No, he says. Like, I'm crazy for asking if the skeleton in the corner is moving. Crazy. Like, I didn't experience the death house.
Have you ever seen a skeleton move?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
Sure
D&D
have.
you have.
Seems that...
Well,
No, we
puppet
did
has
fight
no
undead, didn't we?
strings.
Yeah, you did.
Just try
how
and...
quickly you forget.
Okay, Carla's going to keep sort of towards the wall and she's going to start listening. Does she hear anything? Like chanting, that kind of thing.
Now that you mention it, you do hear faint talking.
Oh.
It's not coming from where you are right now, but it's coming more from the south.
Yeah. You said this was an open door here, yeah?
Allow me to divulge that where you're standing.
Basically peeking.
Seems to be a staircase.
Up or down?
That's going up.
Interesting. Okay.
Looking down at the footsteps, do most of the trails lead in a specific direction, or do they just sort of go in all different directions?
They go from the stairs to what seems to be a door, and towards the stairs that Carla's currently looking at, and back and forth.
Where's that door? I cannot see it.
There's light on the ground.
The orange glow.
That's where the door is coming from.
Ah, okay. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna move closer and just try to. Is the door? Is it glowing from beneath the crack of the door, or is there like a window or something?
It's glowing from beneath the door.
Okay. Oh.
Excuse me. I accidentally closed it.
It's all good. I can't. He's gonna lean toward Carla. He goes, I can't see underneath it. Do you think you can see underneath?
And we'll get to our knees and try to look at what's underneath it. Pop.
And as you look at that, the door swings open. So you're like on your belly in front of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I imagine I'm being pushed.
The door swings open and you lie face to face with something that I will tell you after the break.
Oh my goodness.
We're going to take a break.
Guys, what do you think it is? Leave comments. What is it?
Yeah. Oh man. Okay.
Please send help.
We're gonna go to the break. We're going to hang out in the Discord in a little bit. We've got a really cool new break like visual, but I do want to say, anyone who's watching this on YouTube and it like before, no peeksies, don't go forward. Pause it now and write down in comments, what do you think is going on the other side of this? This is just a book club. This is just a book club, right? Come on.
Of course it is.
It's just chilling out on there.
By the way, just for a little bit more information, what we mean by join us in the Discord is come on over, click below and all that information down there. Join our Discord, and in the live chat section of our Discord, we actually hop in there during our break and we video chat with you guys, or we can just regular chat, whatever. But come on over. It's fun.
Join us.
Here's yell.
Help us.
Help us.
Yes.
Please.
Give us your thoughts.
They need all the help they can get. So,
and how would you have done this differently? Would you have snuck in, or would you have found some other way to infiltrate? All right.
We'll see you in a bit.
Bye.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed your break as much as we did. Good talks. Before we get back into something about meat tacos. Watch the previous part of this. Yeah. Anyways,
John is the one that brought up the meat taco.
I never.
Yes.
What?
For the record, meat taco was this one.
I made them.
For one follow a day, you can save me from this experience that we're having right now. You can free me.
It only takes one follow a day to support
one follow a day. Yeah.
An Irish streamer. Oh, God.
Yeah, she's trapped. Just in case you all don't know, our HR department has locked and boarded all the windows. So,
Wait, so many times.
Although
they just
since
keep adding new magazines.
Once a week, I believe she's tried to leave, and we just haven't let her. So, don't support her if you want her to stay in the group.
No more follows. Wait, hang on.
We're just friends hanging out, guys. We're just friends hanging out.
Just chilling.
So anyways, one thing I do want to say before we get back into the game, thank you so much for the continued support that we're getting on the channel. On Twitch, we just got a lovely bunch of subs from various people. Thank you so much for your continued support. That really means a lot to us. We're basically only just starting out. You know, we're 18, 19 episodes in. And seeing that really means a lot. So thank you, really. It really means the world to us. That being said, we have something to cover because you guys just were trying to look under a door and the door opened up. So, knowing that you guys are still invisible, Carla is in front of the door on her belly. The door opens up. And Carla, inside, you see a black-robed figure standing in front of you, wearing a bone mask with a sigil on it on his forehead. And it looks into the room where you three are lying and standing. And it sticks its head out through the door and looks around. Then turns back and says, "There's someone here. I can feel them."
In Casariel's head, she will hear, Let's get the fuck out of here.
Done. I grasp John where I can see his heavy footfalls on the ground, and I pull him with me.
So as you turn around to walk away,
Ooh.
I'm so
there's someone
sorry.
standing
I'm
behind
so,
you.
I'm so sorry.
And this person looks Casariel dead in the eye, invisible or not. And she says, "Perhaps it's time to come in." And she points her hand towards the door.
I'm so sorry. Oh, God.
So kind of you. Do lead the way, won't you?
I insist you go first.
Oh.
All three of you.
Hmm.
Fucking run.
Maybe
In
it's
her
time
head.
we
Sarah's gonna hear. Let's wait. Fuck.
check it out.
Oh, God damn it.
Come along now.
And John's body is going to start walking forward into the door.
We can't leave him here. Can we?
No.
Are we going or what?
Should we run?
To where?
Oh, God, I don't know. You know what? Sarah's gonna turn to the lovely woman with the, it looks like eyeliner, which was strategically placed, which is beautiful. I mean, it's really, what you've done with your outfit is stunning, may I say.
It's an ivory mask.
That's what I meant, of course. And it's beautiful. Really, what you've done with it is stunning. We're actually hoping to see Lady Vocta. Is she here?
Please enter the room.
Oh, that way? She's in there.
She doesn't say anything. She just stands there.
Well,
Go.
excellent.
John's going to walk right up to the skull face mask, stare them dead in the eye, and
Your politrics do not frighten us. Which way are we going?
Oh, please come in. And as you guys walk into the room, I assume, as John did,
Or
you find yourself in a rather awkward room with 4 of these people with these bony masks. And in the middle stands Lady Vocta. Are you still holding up your invisibility spell?
yes.
Okay. Lady Vocta looks in the general direction of the door and says, "I assume you guys are in here now. Welcome to my book club."
At that, Carla will drop it and smile brightly at her. Oh, I'm so
Good.
glad.
Investigative minds are hard to come by in our lands. Why don't you go ahead and take a seat?
She'll do it.
Oh my, there are 3 chairs here, aren't there? 3, that's
Yes.
got to be something of a coincidence, no?
Yes, a coincidence.
Fabulous.
John's going to sit down and look back at the bone-faced person standing next to him and say,
Touch this form and you'll lose your arm.
and sit down.
The bone masked person doesn't show any emotion through his mask, but doesn't reply either. Carla, you sit down as well. Casaria, before you sit down, you notice that this chair that you're about to sit down on has a faint red stain on it, which must be red ink.
Yes, and Casariel is as nonchalantly as possible casing the entire room. I'm looking at if they've got weapons visible on them. I'm looking if there's any other exits.
There's no other exits visible right here. In this room, there are 3 chairs, and even though you can't really see it, there should be another chair at the top, so at the northern part. It's an empty chair.
Okay, and the sigil on the floor?
Is an upside-down pentagram.
Same
Depending
as
from
what's
where you're
on
standing, of course.
the masks, the bone masks?
No, the bone masks have a different sigil on it.
Hmm.
The sigils on the bone masks look sort of like a compass.
Love the decor in here. It's grim.
Well, thank goodness you're right. You'll not believe what we found and why we're here.
I quiver with anticipation. Do tell me, Lady Wachter says.
Well, we did a little digging into Vasily. I
As
know
you said, you
weren't
hated
too
him.
fond of him,
Right.
especially with the opinions you shared that he had about the lord of this land. Thought it would be best to take a garner into what he knew, what he was doing, and we found those peculiar symbols, peculiar rituals within his home. We would be happy to share them with you. Of course, not for free, though. I have an awful suspicion that we may not leave this room. I would love to trade information for our lives. If it comes to that.
Your lives are not what I am after in the way that you think I am.
Fascinating.
Oh, do tell.
As you might have noticed by now, Lady Wachter says, certain individuals in our land have opposite interests. We cling to one of those interests, where others would dare oppose us. And we do not stand for that. So, we recruit those strong enough to help us expand our reach and make sure that our vision is the one true vision. We would see you join our ranks.
You share that vision with us.
The one true reality is that the Lord Strahd rules supreme. He is the Lord of this land and the only Lord of this land. We serve him and only him. Anyone who dares oppose him is an enemy and needs to be swiftly dealt with.
Much like the Burgermeister.
That will be one of them.
I think we're in agreement. Right, Xariel? About Strahd.
Oh yes. By all means, I share your sentiment for him, but I'm afraid I'm ignorant of whoever opposes him. Besides the Burgermeister, I mean, he's a trifle. Who could possibly oppose the Count? Who could be that powerful?
The Burgermeister holds certain power that one might not immediately see. He's not so easily dethroned, and his city, Velaki, still holds a certain power in the region, in the hands of someone who openly opposes the Lord of the land. And then there's others. There's certain Vistani that oppose him, and so many more.
what would you have us do about those type of people? If we were to join your ranks?
Eyes, ears, and daggers is what we are about. If you can learn from them, learn from them. If you can't, oppose them and make sure that they will never dare oppose again. That is what we seek, and you seem capable of that.
Well, I have all three: eyes, ears, and daggers, and I'm quite proficient at all of them. What do you lot say?
I have no qualms with the methods. Seems interesting, yes. Grab the strings, pull them taut. If you can't control the puppet, then wrap them around and dismantle. Yes.
John, in your current state, as you're saying this, the corner of your eye quickly catches something in the empty chair. You're not sure what it was, but for a brief moment, you just thought two yellow eyes were staring at you. Just a second.
If I may ask.
As you look at the chair, it's gone.
If I may ask, Lady Voctor, you're serving the Lord of the Lands? Is he the one pulling your strings, or do you choose willingly to put yourself at his mercy?
My family, Lady Voctor says, has a long-lasting relationship with the Strahd bloodline, and I would see that that stays in effect.
Can't argue with that. Good servant is hard to come by sometimes. You seem to be doing your part.
So will you join us?
I'm gonna look towards Casario and Carla and sort of do a subtle nod towards each of them.
In Casario's head, she'll hear, "Just play along. Even if you don't believe it, just play along." And Carla will just go, "I didn't care much for the Burgermeister. I don't see any issues with this."
I am here to search for my mother. My mother believed that Lord Strahd was a good man. And if my mother believed it, so do I. And if you believe it, then you are a friend to me.
Lady Voctor smiles at you and says, "Silverbrow, right?"
Yes.
The people around me here, and she points at the hooded, masked figures. These are my magisters, the highest appointed in my order. The ones that recruit, the ones that decide, and the ones that carry out. We recruit many different types of people, but the ones that prove most loyal to the Lord of the Land and to me attain this position. Your mother was one of these. I know her very well.
What?
So masked figures now, and obviously like tries to discern whether one of them could possibly be her mother. You said was.
There's no way of telling. Yes, was.
What happened to her?
She was required for other duties, and she had to leave my immediate circle. I was sad to see her go, but It was the right thing.
Did Strahd require her?
Yes. Yes, he did.
And she went willingly.
But of course.
Then you are very much a friend indeed. I'd just like to make sure my insight is jiving with what I think is happening here. Passive is
So you want to
17.
do
I'd be happy to roll. Yeah, I just
passive
want
17?
to. Mm-hmm.
That depends on how you want to rule it. But based on your passiveness, she's not lying. This is all true. And while your mother was a priestess of Saloon, which definitely doesn't jive with the whole vibe you're getting here, your mom did say that he is not a bad sort. Things change. If that doesn't satisfy you, you may roll for it.
No, I think if that's what she got off the surface, she wouldn't press any further. I mean, she wants to believe this, right? Like when people want to believe something, they believe it.
Yeah.
They're not going to question it.
With that, I would agree with you, and then it would make sense to you. Yes.
Yeah. I am certainly your subject. I'm happy to help you in any way I can.
So you would join us?
Mysterious indeed you are. This is quite a bit against my natural inclination, as you may know. I certainly couldn't do anything against my core beliefs, but I'm very happy to help you seek out whoever may be opposing you. Or perhaps you could tell
Good.
me a bit more about what joining you might mean.
It would mean that you serve the Lord of the land in opposing those who oppose him. I would not ask more if you'd done that. Unless, of course, you aspire to become one of these.
Can I look at the two closest to me and just sort of looking at them? Is there any way to tell? Are they just like a thrall? Do they seem to be moving of their own? Like, do they seem to be completely dispassionate, just husks that are in control, or are they people who are just staring very at attention?
Between those two, they're just people.
Okay.
Yep. If you're looking at like the little telltale things that people do when they're standing, switching foots every once in a while, like those things, that's happening.
Okay, cool. Okay, so they're not just like okay, cool. Yeah, they're basically not brain dead things that just do whatever they're commanded to do. They actually seem to be people. Got it.
Based on your observation, that would be the most logical outcome. Yes.
Okay. Surrounded by puppets. Lovely. So,
I think you have all of us.
what are we going to do now? Are we going to talk about our feelings and what things and entities have wronged the Lord? Or are we going to make plans? What are we going to do?
You will go about whatever it is you do, and when I require you, I will call upon you through your pendant.
All right.
My pendant?
Our pendant. And she
Oh.
procures a set of pendants that look like a little droplet in a circle.
You. Ella will take her one.
I'll take it and hang on to it. might be useful.
I take it as well.
Right? So you wish to join us.
Yes.
Good, she says, and she steps towards the empty chair, and she says, kneel before me, whoever wants to go first.
Can we
All right,
operate?
Carla will take it. Sorry.
No. Our interests do align with you, but I wonder, would it best serve our causes to operate independently as two collaborating interested parties? Do you wish to expand your little regime, or do you want to have, what do they always say, two heads are better than one? Two groups can achieve more than one.
I do not intend to overtake you, but this pendant means more than just a pendant. And if you would choose to line up with us, I would tell you that this pendant is something you do not only want, but need.
Then I'll be a little bit more blunt. I do not intend to become the puppet of another. I do not intend to become another one of your servants. I might consider if I were talking to your master, but not one who deals at the feet of another. I will work with you. But if this pendant is something that is going to seek to enthrall me or have any hold over me, I think you're barking up the wrong tree.
It will not, I will assure you. It will safeguard you from certain things.
Are all the people around us wearing the same pendant?
They are. Including Lady Wachter herself.
This is what if this is the cost of working with you, then so be it.
Is there anything in my journal that mentions Lady Wachter?
I don't know. Does it?
No.
No, then it doesn't.
I
That
didn't
was
get
easy.
this far before, so I don't know.
No, exactly. Logically, like I understand why you're asking, because like, you know, there's a connection with your mom here.
Yeah.
When thinking about the backstory of your mom, this would be about the time that she stopped writing.
Yeah.
So it coincides with the fact that there is nothing there. If there would be something there, I would allow it. But if there isn't something there, then it's fine.
Okay. I will kneel before her.
She will put the necklace over your head. Do you accept it?
Yes.
For all three of you, as soon as the necklace comes over your head and the pendant itself touches your chest, it sears onto your flesh a little bit. It doesn't really hurt. It doesn't really leave a mark, but for a second, it feels like you're being like marked, even though it doesn't leave a mark. You are now referred to as discipulus of the order. Discipuli, and she points towards the door as the other person walks in with a different mask. Discipuli are of a lower class in the order. They're not magisters, but they are part of the order. They're allowed to know the secrets, and they are safeguarded from the army of skeletons, as long as they wear the pendant.
Army of skeleton.
Additionally, you will receive the following document. And she hands all three of you a sizable parchment that is called The Devil We Know. And I'll put that in Discord for further reading. In essence, it's a Strahd Zarovich is not our enemy. He's great. Give him hugs kind of document.
It's like agreeing to be in Scientology.
You're not, it's not far from it.
We got a brochure.
What
You
do
got a
mean? This
brochure on Strahd's
workshop is
Irish.
great.
Yes.
How much is that? $1,500? No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Mm-hmm.
All right.
There are
so-
actors in this group. What could be wrong about it? You know?
If our business is concluded, is there anything else that we must do to join your club?
This is all that is required. When we call upon you, we would require you to defend the order or help the order. And of course, we understand that other things might need to go first if you are out and about, but the order does require you to help when necessary. When we require your services, we will let you know.
We'll help you
Defend
just as
the Lord
much
of
as
the
we
land.
can.
Defend the Lord of the land. Oppose those who oppose him.
Onward and outward, then?
I thought did. Yes, unless there's anything fun happening, like a séance or that sort of thing.
Yes, I believe we were
Yes.
promised books.
A book reading.
I just gave you a pamphlet. Isn't that enough?
Yes,
reading?
yes, that's plenty of reading. We'll read it and come back.
Of course, yes. Quaint.
Oh.
Oh. He's going to stand up and look towards the skeleton face on the right and the porcelain. Well, it was nice joining your organization.
They just bow at you.
Yes, I rather like that.
Lady Wachter takes one more step to the empty chair as you decide to leave the room. And as she sits down and raises her arm, on her arm appears a little winged creature in red with little horns on his head. She smiles at it and says, "We got 3 more, Majesto."
Oh.
At that, John's going to sort of hone in on it and just look at it. Does it look like she's behaving almost subservient to it?
No,
Or
quite the opposite.
Okay. So it's her like familiar pet, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So
That's
that,
what
like,
it looks like.
If she like knelt before it and said that, okay, cool. But no,
No, it's more like, summoning your parrot onto your shoulder.
he's looking for who's pulling her strings. So, all right. I don't think there's anything more we can learn, cooperate with here. Carla, do you think we should?
Yes, it would be best to leave now.
Yes. After you.
Lady Wachter.
Yes.
Is my mother, is she alive?
The last time I talked to her, yes, she was.
When was that?
It can't be more than 4 years ago.
I see. Thank you.
You want to see her again, don't you?
More than anything. Could you help me with that?
In the Burgomaster's mansion, a mirror resides on the upper floors. It is a mirror that looks into other dimensions. It is a mirror that looks at other people. Perhaps at some point you might find yourself in front of that mirror and find the answer you seek. Alternatively, you will meet with the Lord of the Land again, and you will have your question for him.
Me, my first inclination is to rush to the Burgermeister's house and just take care of him. I know he has an army of protectors. Is there a reason we could not just handle him ourselves now?
It is the very reason that you just said. The Burgermeister is old and is weak, but he's no fool, and he has his protectors. Even with our combined strength, it would be such a gamble that even if we would win, and we would, our numbers would be hurt so much that I fear for any retaliation by any other group, for he is not the only enemy we're facing. But perhaps for you three, maybe in due time.
I should like to be vigilant as I travel through the lands. Should I be searching for any other group in particular?
That oppose the Lord of the Land,
Of course.
watch out for the Vistani, each and every one of them.
We've been told recently there are two groups. Both. Should we
There
look
are
out for both?
6.
6 separate groups of Vistani.
Yes.
Why? Why so many so separate?
They all share a common history of pain and glory. And somehow they still can't agree on the simplest of things, is that what they did was save this land from doom. It is that very reason that there is not one group of Vistani, but 6. You can't trust any of them. They did save our Lord in the beginning, but they have all strayed too far from what they were.
We have we've met with one such group. I believe the leader of which was Madame Eva. Are you familiar with her?
Yes. I wish I could say that she is nothing but a charlatan, but it seems what she says holds true. That being said, it is just one version of truth. And depending on what she tells you, watch out that she will never tell you the entire truth, but just part of it. I do not trust her, but her power is undeniable.
Why would she oppose the Lord of this land? To what end?
She doesn't oppose him, but she just doesn't agree with him.
Sorry, I'm not taking this amount of time. I just really want to make sure I write these notes.
You're fine.
Hmm?
I'll see you guys writing, so.
I was typing.
Oh.
Yeah. Getting so much information.
It has been a constant match between one version of reality and another. It is rather hard to know what version of history to believe.
How does one pick a side in history?
I should like to hope I picked the side that was the most virtuous.
So the side that is most virtuous is the side that is right. Is it?
Impossible to know without having all the facts. But even then, it's open to interpretation.
And it always will be. I cannot offer you definitive truth. I can only offer you what my vision is through the Lord of the Land. And if my time comes and I am proven that what I have decided to follow is untrue, then I will know by then that I have decided my side.
If I might ask you, Lady Vocta, I have some information which perhaps you do know, perhaps might be upsetting to you. It's regarding Casariel thinks better of it, and that's probably actually pretty obvious.
Okay.
We witnessed the Lord of these lands. He reached out to a young woman. Her name was Irina. He seemed intent upon having her for himself. Is there something you can shed light? Can you shed light on that for us? I mean, we were asked to protect her, yet I can't myself imagine why a young lady would wish to be protected from such a arrangement.
I imagine
Well,
Carla and John are like hanging by the door listening to this. And
Sure.
Carla will send a message to Casariel being like, she may have answers, but she might not like that we're asking questions. Please be careful.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Casariel was about to mention Vasily, and then she felt like she probably should hold that card closer to her chest, so she
Look at
said
you being a
this
smart
instead.
cookie.
Oh, what tangled webs we weave.
She's friends with my mom. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine.
We need a better basis for people.
Estes.
Is she friends with your mom or a master?
If she's
You
friends
pipe
with your
down,
mom, it's a
sir.
friend of you. DM notes.
Yeah.
I had little respect for those who put themselves in the service of others.
Reiterate for me, Kasari, what was your question?
So she stopped herself, I will say, obviously, but thought for a second and said, we watched The Lord of these Lands. Yeah, Irina.
Yeah.
Speaking, basically describing what happened in the graveyard, where the black carriage rolled up. They try to take Irina, you know. She seemed to not want to go, but is there something? Why would she not want to go? I mean,
While I do agree with the Lord of the Land, I will, for one, not say that he is who he was many years ago. He is troubled, and that is why he needs our help. This is one of the many reasons why I trust him with my life.
what can we do to help him?
Yes.
What can we do to help him, though?
When the moment comes that we can help him, he will let himself let you know, as he has done through us, and he might also do through you. If he
My
requires
welcome.
something, he will ask.
Do the colors silver and gold in heraldry, perhaps quite ancient heraldry, does that mean anything to you?
I'll let the dice decide on that, because that is random knowledge to her. In Barrovian heraldry, there are 2 houses that use those colors. My own house uses silver and gold. And the House of Argynvost does as well. The House of Argynvost is no more, though. A long-forgotten bloodline of hundreds of years ago.
The ones that opposed Lord Strahd. So we
And
don't like
lost.
and lost, certainly. And so they're naturally our enemies. Is that right?
Correct.
Thank you for your help. And really nice to meet you all.
You don't get a single smile back, but that is probably also because of the faces, like the burn masks.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we don't want to interrupt you any further. Clearly you were in the middle of doing something important. It's rude of us. We would really just wanted to make sure you were safe.
We were expecting you, and we will now return to our duties.
Well, that is curious. I don't suppose asking you how you knew we would come would put forth a fruitful answer.
It would not.
Of course.
Carla, before
Well,
we leave this place, do you think it might be wise to bring up the cobbler that you guys have been looking for?
Yes, that is actually quite important. A young man went missing. His mother is in a distraught state in the church, and he was described as wearing certain robes, posing the Burgermeister, and then he went missing. Was that
Yes.
something that you had a hand in, or was he one of our ranks?
He is one
What
of the discipuli, and I hope he is all right, but I do suspect the Burgomaster of foul play. However, I have not found any evidence of it just yet, but my 2 silver would be on the Burgomaster either capturing him or worse. The Burgomaster doesn't like to be openly opposed, and he did in broad daylight with a sign.
is there
I'm
any
very
possibility of
happy.
getting into the Burgermeister's house and searching around without being killed instantly?
Do I look like an adventurer to you, Casario?
You look like a noble lady to me.
So
Lady
would
Vogt.
I try and snoop around and find an alternative entrance to the mansion of our burger father?
You also look like a lady who knows quite a bit more than an ordinary noble lady. Forgive me for asking if it upsets you.
And you look like a priestess who is more cheeky than she initially should let on, if I may permit myself.
I am my mother's
Zariel,
daughter, after all.
we'll find a way in.
John's just going to start walking towards the stairs and just cast a sort of sidelong glance at Carla.
This little cult business is rather boring, don't you think?
It's not boring, John. It's dangerous. You saw that entity, didn't you? The little demon she has.
Yes. Just another thing on a string.
One of your cousins?
You start walking.
As Kasariel approaches this exit, she's sort of like, what Lady Voctor said just pissed her off, but she obviously is not going to disrespect Lady Voctor. She's pissed. And so she's going to stand in front of this lady with the mascara running down, and she's just going to like wait for her to move out of the way so she has a clear exit. There's like a moment.
I hate to break it to you, but she's already moved out of the way.
Okay, good. But like before she did that,
Okay, fair
you know, that moment happened where it was kind of like, you know, she looked back at Lady Voctor for a moment and then head out. But what about that doll, though?
Good question.
Get if it bothers you.
I mean, now that I'm super close, none of this looks like a bag of holding. Right?
No.
Or any armor. That would be great for John.
Nope.
All right.
You're asking
Where do you guys want to go?
As we're walking out, I'm going to say, you mentioned the doll. Well, who's the plaything? The thing sitting on the bed, or the thing standing in there spouting off about how much she's a network of spies? She's just another toy for something more interesting.
You have no master, do you?
That's irrelevant.
Is it? It seems quite relevant to me now.
I think my time with our boy John is up for now. You can have
Oh.
him back.
Say it isn't so. Don't go. We were just starting to have fun.
He slumps a little bit and then stands back up and...
You see any
Starting
of that?
to hate that feeling.
I can just imagine John being at the top of the stairs and like getting back to his true form, and be like, "Huh, all right, so we're gonna go down there or what?" You know.
At this point, I'm imagining he's actually starting to almost experience it as if it were a dream, and he can't really remember much of it. But that needs to stop happening.
All right, so you get outside again. Where do you guys want to go to?
I want to go to take a hot shower and burn my eyes out. That felt really weird.
Let's rest. Let's
go to
go
the
back
inn.
to the inn.
Do we need to rest? Can't we go out and search for some wolves or something?
What, do you want to kill something? Is that it?
Very much.
All right, let's go outside the gates and start making noise and see what talks to us then.
I'm game to smash a
One,
few trees
two.
down.
Yes.
Sure.
What?
So going for a nightly hunt.
John,
I guess we could rest.
I'm gonna grab
afterwards.
his. I'm gonna like take him by the armor. You know, like how you do like on the collar. Moonlight above.
Chaos below.
Fucking right, chaos below. Let's go.
All right. It is nearing evening / midnight as you exit Valaki and start walking around. You're just looking for a fight, right?
Kind of.
Or maybe any trace of the vampires.
Or maybe looking for the camp as well, because we like in the
Camp will be for when we are fully spell slotted and fully rested.
Fully fucking spell slotted.
I'm not.
Ready to murder something.
As we're walking
And
away,
kill.
he's gonna say, "Are we part of a cult now? I feel like I missed something."
I feel like I've
Yeah.
just made 2 deals today.
Is it all in one day? Is it still the same day?
Yep.
Can I actually take
Oh,
off
boy.
the pendant?
Yes, you can.
Okay, he's gonna take it off and just sort of look at it. Huh.
They shouldn't ask for blood.
Yeah,
Blood rituals get
guess.
complicated.
He's gonna put it back on.
Did you happen to check if she was a mortal being?
Which one of us?
I didn't check.
I was talking to John, but if Carla can do that,
No, not at
please
all.
chime in.
No, I'm starting to get a better feel for whatever that thing is, and it's almost like watching yourself do things. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. No, I didn't check.
It's protecting you, John. It certainly doesn't want you to get harmed, so
I feel like I'm being used.
you are. You are.
I don't like it.
It serves something else, though. We learned that today. Has a master. I don't know what master that might be, but it certainly has a master. And when I mentioned the master, you're right.
It just feels, ugh. It's like
It doesn't like talking about its master, does it?
Oh, any wolves out here who would like to get murdered right now, please? Wolves? Carla's gonna say as she's like walking outside. Wolves, perhaps the vampires we let loose. Something to hit.
start.
Yes, I
Just
have
so-
a new
Hey,
trick.
Tell
They-
me, tell me how. Like, are you like just doing like a circle around Vallaki to see what happens, or are you following the road? What are you guys doing?
I imagine we get out of Falaki and then do a little like walk up the road and then maybe veering a little bit too close to the forest.
Okay. Are you following any particular like map or anything like or are you just walking around looking for a fight?
Walk around looking for a fight.
John's kind of like walking. Anytime there's a bunch of trees close to each other, it's almost like a kid with a stick against the fence. He's with his big mace.
Actually,
Click, click, click,
how-
click, click,
How close was that? We saw two kids burying a body or whatever. Remember on the
That
way
is
to, our way
way,
to Vallaki?
way back.
That was
Right.
back
That's a
behind.
lot. Yeah,
Jeez.
that's
the other
That's
side
the
of the pond.
crossroads. That I got cursed near there and it did nothing.
Mm,
So it's
Okay.
fine.
That was
Well,
yeah, that was back before the Madame
that was
Eva.
before
Hey, you don't
Vistani
wanna-
camp.
And you don't want to go either to the Vistani camp or the other place that you got.
No,
like, a
just
map
looking
from.
for
Like, it's just-
a
I think
NPC fight.
Okay.
can we like go towards the camp, but like almost kind of like a scope out,
No,
like we failed in this one.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, we're not going into the
Tomorrow.
camp. We just sort of want to eyeball it, see what their forces are and stuff.
Oh, not even close, just in
All right.
case it decides to fucking kick us in the ass.
And
We
so-
have done so much today.
All right, John's
begging.
essentially you know messing around with his weapon now. This is the first chance he's actually gotten a chance to try it out, and he's like flinging little eldritch blasts up in the air. Like, this is actually kind of cool.
All right. As you're doing that, you do run into something, but I am quickly looking for the table that is going to tell me what that exactly is. So give me 1 second.
Yeah, as we're kind of walking around, I think Casariel takes point on this, and she like, you can almost see like the static of just Yuri in the fingers. She's stalking. I mean, she is just ready. She is ready to murder something like she's never murdered anything before.
There we go. All right. And as you're walking around, let dice decide who gets this one. Casariel.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Hello. You all of a sudden feel like you're walking through the mud and the leaves and everything. And all of a sudden your foot just catches onto something that feels different. Looking down, you're standing on a book. A little book.
I pause. Can I read it? Does it say anything on it?
It's covered in crud and whatnot, but you can open it.
I step back and I say, Carla, don't suppose your clever little hand could pull this out of the mud for me?
Are you afraid? And then Carla will,
Don't tempt
Light of the
me,
Living Dead
Carla.
style grasps the book underneath basically the hand will come up underneath the book, carry it up, and then flick
Okay.
open the pages.
They're nursery rhymes.
Oh, how terrifying! Children.
Yes.
And she'll like get the book and like have it be tossed towards Xariel. You can
Do you
have
catch
that.
it, Casario?
I actually step out of the way if I could and watch it fall to the ground.
Okay.
Do oppose checks.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
sure.
rollies.
Yeah, let's do
Let's do
opposed checks
rollies.
on that. I like that.
What is it? Just
Um,
dexterity?
That is, yeah, opposing dexterity.
Oof. All right.
Hmm.
Just a. Oh no.
Yeah, oh no, indeed.
Oh, it's worse than I even thought it was. Well, is it a save or just a regular?
Just
I think it's
regular.
just whoever gets the highest. Mine's 14.
5.
Oh,
Okay. So she throws the think fast,
Yeah.
book at you. So you do that exactly, like kids scare the ball kind of thing. So you sort of like get hit by the book. You do catch it instead of like getting out of the way. Do you do a cursory glance at the book, or do you just like drop it?
She catches it and she opens one eye and looks at Carla and she says, "If you fucking cursed me with holding this book."
What do you got there?
if we get eaten by wolves tonight, I think we can call ourselves even. No?
She's gonna close the book in one hand and hold it up. "Are you trying to say you thought this was a bad idea? And now you're
Oh.
just bringing it up here and you're
It's-
passive-aggressively throwing books at me that we found in the mud with nursery rhymes in it?"
I
John-
have given up memories to a witch, and now I'm part of a cult. Please
John's
excuse
gonna-
me for being a little bit testy.
John's gonna walk up and grab the book and say, "Casario, please, we just joined a book club. It's time we start." He's gonna open it up and look at the first page.
It looks like nursery rhymes. They look like nursery rhymes to you. Nothing too
They're
special.
just these words don't even make sense. Some of them read and lead. They don't even.
Yeah, something about a
rhyme.
pocket full of posies.
Yeah, he's just gonna keep flipping through. It's like book clubs are boring.
I didn't
Although,
know we
yeah.
knew how to read, to be honest.
Well, some of the words
You?
are kind of long. Like this one, it's Gravel.
Gravel?
Gravel.
Gravel. Oh wait. All right, it's
Gravel.
nothing interesting. He looks all the way through and it's whatever.
And he's having this entire dialogue by himself. And meanwhile, Casario, to Carla, if you wanted to go back to sleep, you could have just said so. You didn't have to follow me
want
out
to-
here.
I want to kill something as well. Like, I understand. I also would not like you to die, either.
Well, I don't want you to die either.
Hang on.
Wait, ingredients. If you want
Good.
to kill something, perfectly fine.
Fine.
But that's a
Oh.
book.
He throws it up and shoots an Eldritch Blast at it.
I can only...
I'm just
At-
picturing.
at
Okay,
the
here's the
little book.
scene. The two women are just back and forth. In the background, John is having this dialogue and then just tossing this book up.
Oh,
All right, and that book just dissipates into 1,000 shreds. There's just no
Pages
more book
everywhere.
left. Yeah,
You know, you're
Love it.
right. Maybe we should. We've had a long day. I forgot that this was the same day that that you made the deal. You know, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry. I was being insensitive. Insensitive.
It's
I didn't.
okay. I can barely
didn't mean
remember
to.
what they took, so I think it's just been a rather hectic day. And I'm
You know-
struggling with the cult stuff, I'm going to be perfectly honest. So that's why I was down to kill something, but that book
Right.
was just a book.
Yes.
John's gonna come over and kneel down next to Carla and say, it has
You don't
been
have to kneel, you can talk to me from up there.
It has been a rather long day. We could all use a nice bath. I say we go back to the Sanguine Rose.
I would very much not like to bathe with you. Please.
I thought you were going to say a drink, and I think we could play some drinking games, don't
That
you?
would be fantastic.
That would actually be wonderful.
All right, I could forego the killing of something if we can play a drinking game.
I'm
Very
going
well.
to look around to see where we
Oh my
are.
gosh, we're fine.
Is there anything in the area that looks threatening?
I mean, you've been walking around the woods, and like you found this book, but other than that, like it's a little misty. It's starting getting a little dark, but there's nothing immediately just like grabbing your attention. It's just like it's misty, it's darker, like it's not completely dark, she said, but it's just mostly just trees and mist and.
Did you
And
hear
if
that?
someone comes up
Sound.
to me, some man comes up to me and tries to spout some misogynistic bullshit, I will fucking deck him in the face.
Did you hear that?
Agreed?
Agreed.
Did you hear I just heard like moaning or something.
A raven? Really, you two?
No,
I don't
it wasn't a
care.
raven.
I
It was a
didn't actually
person.
hear that one.
Hello? He's gonna start like he heard someone moaning. He's gonna look around to see if there was somebody around. Move forward.
All right, I did hear that, and Casario's gonna ready a moonbolt. Certainly did hear that, yes.
Looking through the mist, you suddenly notice 4 shapes, and Casaria, I'm going to allow you to join your
Thank
group. There you go. You suddenly notice that there's a couple of shambling figures moving through the mist.
Probably just a couple of drunks.
You're not sure what they are, but they're about
Up and take the money.
human-sized.
We're looking for a place to play some drinking games. Do you guys know anywhere around here?
Want to join us for a round? Very good at swindling people.
Oh yes. Would you like to play cards or something? Find a nice. There's no
Through the mist, you can finally make out a couple of faces, or should I say, lack thereof. 4 creatures are shambling towards you. They kind of look like they're made of cloth and straw. Their eyes burning with menace. And as you see them, you notice that they see you. I'm going to tell you guys, roll for initiative.
Exciting.
Ooh, not bad.
Ooh, I'll take it.
I know when you're ready. Go on. 12.
Okay.
20?
Cool.
22.
Oh.
22. And Casario, what did you have?
20. Dirty
20.
20. Very dirty.
Me taco
Mhm.
20.
Jeez, guys, 1 subscription a day and you can free me. YouTube subscription, not Twitch. You don't have to pay money to free me. I like numbers.
Starting a
I
petition.
think we got the title for our episode as well, Daniel.
Oh yeah, no. The case of the meat tacos.
Yeah.
From meat pies to meat tacos.
Again,
Oh,
this
meat
gentleman up
pies,
here
meat
was
tacos.
the one that started this.
Oh yeah.
I know the clips are going to say that it was me, so I'm just pleading my case that it was actually not me that started this. It was that one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Carla,
Yeah.
you're up first. What do you do?
Last night, I spent some time with my ghost equipment, trying to reconnect with all of the spirituality that I had within me. Stuff from college that I was afraid that I'd lost. And as I did this, I prepared a spell outside of my own class, something for desperate measures. So I am going to reach out my hand, point a finger at those things in front of me, and unleash a fireball.
Oh, love it.
Yes!
They all have to make me a dexterity saving throw, DC 14.
First fireball of the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank
The dexterity
you.
saving throw, how much you said?
14.
All right. I will rule this as a group roll.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to roll that because I threw really high. So 1 made it. 2 made it. I'm leaving it at 2. 2 by 2. So they all make.
They all make it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine, because they're all just going to take half of what a 86 is, so...
Correct. Woo. Just a lot of damage.
Exactly, Tiberian. It's a special experience picking up your first 8 d6s.
Yeah.
It's great, right? Like, it's that little chukka moment. It's just great.
Yeah, and I don't have all of mine at the moment, so I have to do like 2 by 2. But yeah, it ended up being 32 damage, so halved. Then, so that would be 18.
18. All right. So,
No, 16.
the fireball explodes. I imagine in the middle of him taking all
Yeah.
of it, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
She's gonna like, I imagine all of the like heat and just energy of like that conversation with Casariel, the sort of spirits within her feeling like unriled and unsettled from everything that they just experienced, and they sort of all come out in this like purple light, and that purple starts to get warmer and warmer until it becomes like bright like red as it fires off towards the middle of them.
Perfect. So the fireball explodes in the middle of the 4 of these creatures, and it looks like they sort of like jumps out of the way, but even though they did that, they seem like they're made of flammable material, so they take 32 points of damage.
Oh!
They're pretty cinched and they're not feeling too good, Mr. Stark, but they're still...
And for my bonus action, I'm going
That's
to
for my next performance.
determine my tail.
Yep.
Oh, delightful. Okay, that will come into effect later. I'm going to dash sort of a little bit closer here, but a little bit by cover. There we go. That's my full turn.
All right. Alrighty, daddy.
Okay.
One of these creatures is next. And it walks over here, reaching Carla, and it will try to claw at you for a 14.
Misses.
All right.
I see a 15.
And it looks at you menacingly, and its eyes glow as it looks at you. I need a wisdom saving throw.
Is this for frightening or anything like that?
It technically is, yes.
I have advantage against that. So.
Okay, yeah, in that case, yes, you can roll advantage.
Natural 20 and a natural 1. Oh my god!
Wow!
Oh my
Big
god! That's
Balance of the universe maintained.
Yep.
natural 20
no,
for
you're fine.
22.
You laugh in the face of danger.
It comes up and it like glares at me, and I'm like, oh, I thought my red was much nicer, to be honest.
I've had worse.
I've dealt with hags and cultists today. I don't need anything from walking trash bag.
I've had much worse than you today, yes. That's so funny.
Alright, Casariel, your turn.
All right, so I'm going to. I have a whole plan, and then I see that bastard over there go next to Carla. And while I'm kind of focusing my purple energy on these 3 over here, I'm going to reach out a hand. I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon on next to, or on top of, the guy next to Carla. So
Okay.
that is my bonus action. That will be at 2nd level. 1, 2. Alright, so that's a 17 plus a lot. 7 to hit, so that's $1 million.
Oh, yeah.
$1 million? No, that's gonna hit.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it'll hit. Yeah.
Okay. Not D8. There we go. Ooh, 8 plus 4 is 12 points of damage.
It just dissipates. Like, as you hit it, it just crumples back into a bag of cloth and straw.
And I give a little, because Carla just did something really fucking cool. They were just in the middle of kind of arguing, so Xerio's just gonna give a little, I see you, but I'm also pretty cool. And then she will cast Moonbolt, and she's going to send 2 separate beams. One at this gentleman here, and one at this gentleman here.
Cool.
So, let's see. Okay, so... Ooh. One is a natural 1, and one is a 15. So 15 plus...
The second one hits.
Yeah. Okay. That's 1d10. 7 points of damage.
That one also just completely just disrupts and disintegrates into ash scattered in the wind as you hit it with the moonbolt. The other moonbolt just hits very close to the other one.
Carla. Yeah, as far as movement... Oh. Is that 120 feet? Okay, yeah, we're good. As far as movement, can I move my spiritual weapon? Is that what I can do? Let me see here.
You can move your spiritual weapon up to 15 feet as a bonus action. It's part of the bonus action.
Okay. All right, so I'm actually going to move myself 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to move myself here. And I'll end my turn there.
Okie dokie. Then this scarecrow will move towards you and try to hit you with a claw attack. Does a 15 hit?
No.
Alright, it misses. And it looks at you very menacingly, and its eyes start to glow, and I need a wisdom saving throw.
18.
18. You are pretty scared of this thing, but nothing that won't hold you. Like, you know, it's scary, but that's really it.
Okay.
John.
I think Casario can hold her own against that one. Just kidding. John just rushes forward and takes a wild heavy weapon swing against this thing. All right,
go ahead.
This I am applying heavy weapons master, and that is a 13.
That hits.
Okay, so I can't do any less than like 17 damage. This should I roll it? I'm gonna roll it.
You don't. I roll for it just for shits and giggles, but that should be enough to kill it.
5 plus, and that's 20 damage.
Yeah,
my
no,
God.
that's
All right. And normally I can make another weapon attack as a bonus action, but I'm too far away, so I'm just going to.
So you basically like
I had that
the straw inside this creature. You hit that so hard that you basically turn it into freaking flour.
I imagine that Casariel's winding up to strike it, and she just comes forward and it's just a cloud. Goes, gotta be quicker than that. Moonlight above, right?
Chaos fucking below. I'll clink his weapon.
That's it.
Right. This one moves as far as it can. We're going to the top of the round with Casario.
No, it's me.
Oh, sorry, with Carla. Yes, with Casario after Carla.
Okay.
Carla.
Carla is going to look at that thing sort of approaching both of them, and she is going to call upon everything that they have killed since they started this campaign. She is going to call upon, you know, anything that died, specifically by her blade, just like a caricature spirit of them. They're not their spirits, but it looks like she's kind of controlling the spirits that are sort of attached to her to start taking on these caricatures. And she sends them all forward in a massive rush towards this one creature as her tail begins to take effect. And it's like every single kill that they've had begins to detail itself in front of this creature, and it needs to make me a wisdom saving throw of a DC 14.
That's not scary. I thought these creatures were scary. Wisdom saving throw, is that right?
Yep.
That's an 11, so no.
Okay. That's that's 11 damage to it, and it is incapacitated until the end
What
of its
kind
turn.
of damage?
Necrotic, I believe. Wait, no, it's sorry, psychic.
Psychic damage.
Yep.
Aw. So, what happens?
As you see this sort of like mountains of ghosts come up, you see the vampire that we killed, the priest's son. You see the random wolves that she's eviscerated. You see Stoker appear out of the little tracks. And you see she sort of brings them forth, and all of the agony and all of the fear and all of that rushes forward in this wave of like purple energy right into this creature's eyes, and it like they all sort of blast into it, and it eviscerates its head, crumpling it to the ground.
Can I amend one thing on that? In that, like, all of that just happens, and then Stoker's energy comes last, and just like he just like trips over to like these dead remains, and he just pees on it because Stoker isn't aggressive.
Well, that's adorable.
Yeah. Done.
All right.
Yeah, so we just had a moonlight above, chaos below moment, and that shit.
Okay, so you wanted your kill, you got your kill.
Add them to the list.
Nothing like a good sleep after cleaning up the farmer's equipment. No more scarecrows out here.
That was disturbing. Best, pretty awesome. Pretty fucking awesome.
So, in all the excitement, I totally forgot that I can actually teleport.
Oh yeah, you got Misty Step.
Could have given the other one a
lots of
love.
practice. You see?
No, that was.
This
such
is
a
why
cool-
we need to.
That was so cool.
That's what
How
college
did you-
education gets you, John. That's what it does.
Fair point.
I wouldn't fuck with her. I'll be honest. I wouldn't fuck with her.
I mean,
I wouldn't.
I'm pretty sure I keep pretty good company. I like how as all these things are happening, you two are arguing. I'm throwing a book up and shooting it, and then all of a sudden, Carla just points and everything explodes.
Yeah. Right.
I threw everything I had at that.
All right, I think it's
Have had
your
a
turn.
day.
Yeah.
You've had a
So you
day.
guys wanna
Well,
go
let's get you some sleep. Do you want to go to sleep?
I think
Fuck.
sleep would be so wonderful, honestly.
I think that we should let her sleep.
I kind of want to sleep too. Can I sleep?
Sure. Yeah, John. I mean,
Are you gonna sleep too? I mean, we're going to the inn, right?
I just wonder if you just saw what that just happened. I mean, I didn't do that. You didn't do that. It must have been.
I saw a massive explosion. That was amazing. Carla, oh wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go to sleep. Yeah. Let's go to sleep.
All right.
I mean, I'm tired as well, so that works for me.
As you guys move back to Vallaki to go to the Blue Water Inn, all three of you roll me a perception check.
I'm super good at these.
You're not gonna believe me.
You got a natural 20.
Ah.
I got a 7.
16.
All
A
right.
little 16. What do you got, Carla?
Natural 20.
Yeah.
So
I don't
Carla,
know what it is. What?
invigorated by the power of what you just did, you are very triumphantly looking around like, that's me. Who else wants to take me on? And
Yeah.
while you're walking back to Vallaki, you
Yeah.
spot in between the treetops what seems to be a lone sentry tower made of stone. And you guys head on to Vallaki.
I'll note it down on the map.
On the map itself, it is just east of Vallaki, not too far from it.
I reckon we'll head back to our rooms, the usual 3 gold, and then we'll park up for the night.
Did we hear about a
Right.
place that was past the Vistani camp? On the other side of the Vistani camp, I think, was it Vokter said something about it?
Yeah, you heard about that too.
I don't really remember. I was not really myself at the time.
Yes.
Yeah, there was yeah, they showed us a place on the map. It was ritual place or
All right, I think, yeah.
Who knows, right? Coming back to the Blue Water Inn, it is close to midnight now. Just after midnight, actually. And it's rather busy with a lot of usual guests. Do you guys want to just go to your room?
I think so. Just going,
Carla's going to beeline for the room for sure.
yeah, just going to sleep.
But if
Alright.
either of you two want to do that,
It's been a
so
day.
go for it.
nope. I'm freaked
Guess
out.
that's a no.
I would never admit that. But it's true.
Freaked out by what?
Hmm?
Freaked out by what?
Right, end of some
Um,
ghost stories.
Yeah, I mean, just the force of everything we ever killed, rushing forth and eviscerating.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that was,
Did you see Stoker, that little dog?
yeah,
Adorable.
yeah.
They're not. It's not the actual ghosts of what we killed. I have like a bank of them.
Yeah,
They
no,
just-
no, no. What,
You keep a
things
bank
to
of
do.
ghosts.
whatever, I'm sure it's,
Yeah, but she's not a
Whatever
necromancer, I
I
assure
was
you.
gonna say, are you a
it's
necromancer?
all,
Oh no.
I'm
Different.
sure it's very impressive, you know? So, woof.
Are you okay? You're being very strange.
I'm taking off my armor and getting comfortable. I'm ready to go to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm fine.
Okay. We got
Yeah,
to meet with
no.
your mother. That's wonderful.
Serial,
First
you
one we've
okay?
had.
You two, don't be weird. I'm fine. Fine. Everything's fine.
I'm
Fine.
not very insightful, but I don't think you're. Are you all right?
I'm fine. We knew my mother was here. She only saw her 4 years ago. I mean, that was a long time ago. Wasn't that many years past 4 years ago that I saw her, so, you know, I have this. Actually, I'm gonna look at my flesh where the charm was kind of like seared into me. Is there like a scar there? That
No,
you can
no, no.
Oh. It felt a bit like it burned into my skin when she put it on, but hey, I see nothing there, so that's good.
I'm gonna take that off to go to sleep. It's not very comfortable to wear. And he's gonna take that off as well as any other, amulets or whatever. Yeah.
All right.
Do you give me that ring that you took from Vasily? Not Vasily, Lingari.
Oh, it was me. But here you are.
Yes, I'll take that. And I'm going to cast Identify on it for an hour. Just as a sort of, instead of sleeping, I'll do an hour worth of casting Identify on that ring in case anything comes out of it.
Just a ring.
While she's doing that, I'll cast my sphere that we might have to all pile up in, but at least we don't have to take watches.
Yeah.
You're in. Okay.
Yeah.
John's
Really?
asleep. John's asleep.
We're in an inn. Is that supposed to make us feel safe?
You can trust me, Casario. You know that.
No.
Wait. I totally trust him. I didn't trust him
I
as
think
far
we
as I
should-
could throw him.
Yeah. No, this means we need 2 watches. We need to do the sphere and the watches, I think, now. Is what I've just gleaned from this.
Just to be sure.
Yeah.
All right. You guys can apply a long rest. There's nothing going to happen here unless you guys want to do something during the long rest. But other than that, it's just a long
John
rest.
goes out and starts to brawl, and then no.
With the
Yeah, I mean,
casting identify, did the ring come up as anything?
No, the ring is just a ring. Unless there's anything else that you guys want to do, I think this is also a great moment to say...
Did you guys want to check the wine?
Oh, she already tasted it. It's just wine.
Oh, okay. Yeah?
If there's nothing else that you guys want to do, I think this is a great moment to say for today, and we will continue next week.
That was a good one. A lot of things
Yes.
happened.
Chaotic.
Wow, lots of wheels are turning.
More
All the
information,
hint
even
gathering.
more things that you need to go to.
I feel like the more we learn, the less I'm sure what to do.
Yeah.
That shows
What
that
is true,
you're-
what is
you're
reality.
growing. Like that shows that we're growing because you know the more knowledgeable you become, the more you know that you don't know.
I do feel
Well, it
like a
just
lot of
goes
our loose threads are coming together though, which is nice.
A couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, my family are crackerjacks at discovering bad guys versus good guys because as my mother thought Strahd was a good guy, obviously he is. We learned that today. So,
See?
Yeah,
Great.
demonic cult dedicated to him. Stand-up citizen.
yeah.
That's
I mean,
fair
they welcomed us with open arms.
A little,
Yeah.
kind of behind the scenes. That was not really planned. The whole the
Well, I'm glad that
Coming
none
in,
of us
taking over.
hauled off and tried to murder anyone.
I'm hoping that it didn't cause any ruffles. I would like to be able to step in and step out as needed if
Because-
Oh, I loved it.
All
No.
the ruffles. All the ruffles. Just wait till we see the skeleton guys again. The skeleton guys are going to see my scarlet letter and be like, "Are you oppose the skeleton army?" Far.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
I didn't
right,
mean
yeah, the skeleton paladin dude.
Skeleton army?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, that no, it's totally a
gosh.
good thing that John wasn't John at that moment because he would totally said it. Oh, when she said the Argent boss. Oh, you mean like the dead guy out on the bridge?
Yeah.
Well, I kind of tried to ask about that with the gold and the red. Silver and gold. Not gold and red.
That was
Silver
really
and
good.
gold.
Yeah.
Thank you to our wonderful DM for constructing a very, very interesting tapestry of threads that all intermingle. And
We're putting up with
It's a
the
start.
chaoticness of being like, this is what we want to do now. Like 5 minutes
I
before we
love
have
it.
to.
I love it. Like,
We're going to kill something in the woods.
and
What you got, DM?
like amazing work on the both of you with the Lungari interview sort of
So
thing.
funny.
Interview with a Vistani.
yeah, that was fun.
I want to call it interview with a Vistani. That's the title.
There we go.
Yes.
That works.
I
That's
mean,
perfect.
the amount of restraint Casariel, who had imagined this person's death 1,000 different ways.
Hey, at least I actually got to punch the guy.
Yeah. I feel like if Sariel did it, she wouldn't hold back.
Right. Everyone, if you enjoyed this, please consider a follow on Twitch and or a subscribe on YouTube, depending on where you're following our content, and preferably even both if you're really inclined. Also follow us on all of our socials, which you can find on thegildedflask.com and or everywhere linked on our channels. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you again next week with episode 19, I think, of,
It's getting close.
Curse of Strahd. We'll see you then.
Mitako was his
Have a
fault.
good adventure.
His fault.
Excuse me?
Lies!
Bye, everybody.
For one subscription
everybody.
a day, you can. Bye.